Oh, here we go. When you wash your hands after pissing, like, what's the like? How do you do your water?
Like temperature?
Yeah, do you go like scorching hot, lukewarm? Are you one of those fucking weirdos that go like the cold
I
water?
definitely don't do cold.
That shit is fucking weird.
Well,
Like,
first off, wait, we wash our hands? It's like
oh, with water, I just run piss over it.
on pee? If I was
Um,
getting on my hand, we're good to go.
no, there's these two chicks that did a podcast that was talking about that. They're like, why are you washing your hands after you go to the bathroom? Are you peeing on your hand? It's like, I'm gonna go ahead and exit this conversation now.
Listen, I see a lot of people in the past at work do the no wash, and one guy in particular does the no wash after he's in the sit down.
It's alright to say shitter.
Sure.
Um,
But yeah, I would say warm.
so I typically go warm, but sometimes I wash my hands for a long time and then it gets scorching hot, and I'm a little stupid. So I burn my hands more often than not.
I have an issue. I don't. I feel like it's not everyone because I don't see it happening. Like I'm in the bathroom with other people, but that water will not turn on for me sometimes, or the paper
Mm,
towel dispenser. And I don't know if it's because of my complexion, but everyone
mm.
else be like, one, they get theirs, and I'm over here like nothing. Well,
When,
maybe I'm cold. Because I wonder how those sensors even work.
yeah,
But they're
like
not. They don't pick me up. The paper towel ones do a really bad job with me.
at the movie theater, I have a hard time with the sensors. Everywhere else, we don't. Um, I forgot to write on the board here. We went to the aquarium on Wednesday because I think the first couple weeks of the year they have it's free certain days, so we always take advantage of that. And well, at least last year and this year, it was fun. Like I don't. Let me be honest, I don't fucking care. Like I went there last year, same things there: fish, sharks.
Yeah, I feel like I went 10 years apart, and it was the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
you're not missing much. So one cool thing that we did capture, our neighbors came with us, so that was an adventure. Um, it didn't really make a difference for me one way or the other. I hate crowds,
I
so
like
but
the
it
little
wasn't crowded.
outdoor part. They still have that, I assume.
I
The
don't
little,
know.
like it looks like you're in the jungle.
Oh yeah, the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's called the Amazon rainforest, Steve.
I've been
Um,
there probably 15 years,
it was that 15 years ago. It
and
was
then 10 years
like
ago,
yeah, I used to teach, so I would
I
go
just
there.
walked in those. I was like, I was outside.
Um, no, what was it? What the fuck I was about to say? I forgot. My brain is fucking broken again. But so we took Sophie on her first birthday. So this was at the point where she was like really, really get up and go with her walking. And there's this picture of her. There's like a little tube with bubbles that go up. So there's a picture of her when she's one. Like fascinated with that. So we got a picture of that. So we happened upon that same area this time, and just by happenstance caught Sophie doing the same thing. I was like, I like it for a side by side. Um, Otherwise, it was a fun time. It's the fucking aquarium, you know, super expensive food. Which blew my mind that Sarah wanted to sit down and have lunch in there. And I was like, why? You've never ever. Well, our neighbor, like, I think they order food, and we didn't order like a full lunch. I think like we got pretzels, which are $7 or some shit. They're big though, fucking monster pretzels, about the size of the monitor here. So kind of worth it maybe. And then we had water in an aluminum can. Like shit. Like I was
Dang,
confused.
so I guess they still don't have beer at the aquarium.
No, they do.
Oh
They
snap!
do. Oh yeah, they do.
But is it when you're done?
Oh yeah. Like you go into the cafeteria area, there's beer.
Oh, that's wild.
There's beer. There's seltzers. There's something else. I was like, there's something else had me shocked. I was like, what? Y'all got that? Y'all
Yeah, I feel
trying to
like
get
it's a
people in
bad comment.
fights?
Someone's gonna fall into the aquarium.
So it's over by the jellyfish area, the aquarium,
That'd be
or
even better.
not the aquarium, the cafeteria.
You get stung.
So
Deserve it.
there's the one section where you can touch jellyfish. Those are fine. Because the one guy was saying like, yeah, these like they can't sting you. They can sting you, but you won't feel it. But smaller animals, they'll fuck them up. Well, he didn't say they'll fuck them up. He should have though. But the cafeteria area is by the jellyfish spot, and it's almost kind of like it's near like, hey, get your food and get out type positioning. So they know what they're doing. They're like, don't put that liquor at the entrance, because motherfuckers gonna get trashed and then fucking get into fights like Disney World, and you know, it could just get ugly. But yeah, that's what we did. We went to the aquarium. It was fucking fun. Guess what? We'll do it again next year. You know what? It'll be the same thing. Fucking dumb. So, but the neighbor kid, this kid, no volume control. Everything was, hey, Ma, get over here. You gotta see this. And I remember the first time she yelled, I had this look on my face of like, I wanted to throw her in the water. I was like, why are you this loud? Like, Sarah's like used to being around her, so Sarah kind of got her under control. But I was like, yo, I can't do this. And even Sophie at one point grabbed her ears, was like, no, I'm out of here. I was like, that's your friend. Don't be acting like this shit ain't normal. This is your people's. But yeah, aquarium sucks. So, but we'll go back next year.
Go fish.
You'd be fucked up. You just see me sitting there with the rod. Like, what are you doing, sir? I saw a stingray, and you know what?
I'm trying to catch a stingray.
I'm trying to get the stingray because guess what? Steve Irwin didn't deserve to go out that way. So I'm
Damn,
coming back.
they gotta like get sideways or upside down to get the bait, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
They're all in the way. Their mouth's all on the bottom.
Yeah, but they was doing a lot of sideways swimming.
They doing that stealth bomber.
Then the dolphin, we were out like near the dolphins. There was a little rapist. Like, the kids were like, we want to get a picture when the dolphin's swimming by us. It's like, fuck those things. I hate those dolphins, yo. I hate all that shit. Like, I don't hate dolphins. I just hate rapey dolphins. So I guess you could say I hate rapists. So that's a good thing, right? So I don't know.
Those damn dolphins.
Fucking speaking of dolphins, they're in the playoffs. Great segue. I really wanted Pittsburgh to get in. Like, they have their winning record, so keep that streak alive. But I wanted to see them get in because they didn't deserve to be in. Just like last year, they didn't deserve to be in, but they made it. And even when they played that first round playoff game last year, they played it in a way where they knew we're playing with house money. We're not even trying. We're out here fucking around today. And that's why I want to see more of that. I like seeing that in football. When motherfuckers know they don't deserve to be there, so they're just fucking around. So
Dangerous teams. But yeah, that was so of my wild Super Bowl bets because I try to pick teams with not tremendously good odds. So now Detroit, unfortunately, is eliminated.
fuck you.
Washington's eliminated.
Los Angeles Rams.
Washington, I would have won $5,000. But, I mean, and they just stopped Dallas today with their backups and a third-string quarterback that never took any reps with the starters until now.
If only they would have known last week was a must-win.
Yeah, and didn't start anyone but Wentz would have had chance. I mean, I think Taylor versus Cleveland, I like those chances.
Yeah.
But yeah, then my two teams at the beginning of the year that were like, I think we were trying to pick sort of surprise was Minnesota and Miami. So Miami's still there hanging on a thread, but I don't feel comfortable with them going forward.
Can you pull up the playoff brackets as of now?
So Miami lost their way basically into the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
They beat the Jets it was Joe playing today.
Yeah. Like
Joe Flacco's still in the league, everyone.
I was holding out hope for Flacco to pull off another miracle and prove that he's elite, but he's not.
Just looking at some
What he
things.
threw up 159 today. But I mean, Miami's defense isn't.
That's what he used to do with
bunch
the
of
Ravens
chumps.
all the time. That 150.
Yeah, true, but he's still elite, dude. You can't hate on him. He's elite. He sucks. But yeah, seeing them win, as soon as I saw that they won, like, they had like the scores up in the corner showing what New England was doing. They were getting stomped. They showed what Pittsburgh was doing, and they were winning. I was like, oh shit, Pittsburgh can do this. They might be in. And that Miami game was tied. I was like, oh shit, Pittsburgh might get in this motherfucker. And then they hit that field goal. So
we have everything for the most part set, but one, which is happening now.
yeah, so Detroit's in the background right now playing Green Bay.
Yes.
It's 9-3 Green Bay.
So this is in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Detroit, unfortunately, is probably aware they're out.
Yeah.
Not that they're not going to play hard, but
Yeah,
it's a
because
little less, a little deflating news, I'm sure.
but there's still
But they could,
the on top spite of make sure Green Bay doesn't make it
yeah.
though.
So they got that. But yeah, so this game will determine the final spot, and it's between them and the Seahawks, who won today. And I really wanted Seattle to lose because then this would have been basically a playoff game.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, based now, the Chiefs are to bye in the AFC, and then this game I think is going to be pretty good. Well, all the first round ones except for Bills Dolphins, the way the Dolphins have looked, but the Dolphins, if they can get back to how they were playing,
All right. So you said Bills and Dolphins as of right now. They're
as of right now,
well. So they're all set though over there. This
Yeah, I
is the
think
only
this is
game.
it.
So
Yep.
they're set in the
it's
AFC.
Bills and Dolphins, and then we have a rematch of Bengals Ravens, which
Right.
hopefully
So-
Lamar plays.
So let's go step by step. So Bills Dolphins. Who we got there?
Well, I'm gonna cheer for the Dolphins, and
I don't care. Who
I
you're
can't win
cheering
money on the
for.
Bills.
I don't care who you're cheering for.
I mean, if I had to
Who we
bet
think?
again,
Like I like the Dolphins. Unfortunately, I think the Bills are taking.
yeah, I would pick the Bills, but I'm gonna cheer for the Dolphins.
Yeah, of course. I'm always cheering for the Dolphins.
And then Bengals Ravens, there's a big if. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still no update on when Lamar's coming back or what his injury is. Now I'm starting to wonder, is he just like, I'm not playing? Because it was weird. Harbaugh came out and was like, yeah, unfortunately, there's just no news on when he's going to come back. And like, really? The quarterback, there's no type of timetable, nothing?
What that means is he's not answering my
Yeah.
text. Like I keep fucking texting him. He's leaving
Lamar
me
is
on
the
read.
doctor. Like, nah, I'm still hurt.
He's like, well, so are you coming back? Nah, I'm so injured on Madden. I'm not
So-
coming back to my players back.
They just played, and that was for the home field, and the Bengals won. And so we'll have a rematch at the exact
Well, it
same
was for
stadium.
the home field off a coin flip. If Baltimore won, they would have flipped a coin to see who would have played the home game or who would have hosted that game.
So yeah, I guess the Ravens can't have a home game unless they played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Um,
Which
then-
would be, what, in a championship game, I guess, right?
Well, yeah,
Because
because the
they would
Chiefs would
reseed.
play probably the Dolphins if they were to win. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the next one is a pretty good one is Jags versus Chargers because both of them turned their seasons around and are hot.
I like the Jags. Like, I was cheering for them last night.
They played bad in one. I mean, they got a little lucky
Yeah.
at the end, but yeah, I think Lawrence missed some plays he doesn't typically miss, but
So the
even a
last,
bad game for him is relatively not bad.
so the last 2 weeks they won both games, but the like as a team, like I guess offensively they didn't look great. Like defense kind of helped them out there a little bit too. They were able to make some moves, but
Yes, I think the Chargers, they got Keenan Allen back, but I don't think they have the other receiver,
Mike
Mike
Williams.
Williams back.
no, I don't know. I don't care. I mean that'll
But yeah, I'll
probably
be pulling for the Jags, and that's a tough one. 'cause
That's a
I'm
fun
sure
game.
the Chargers are going to be favored. It's home,
Yeah.
and then Jaguars
wait,
record-wise
wait,
wasn't the best.
The Chargers should be home because the Jags won the division.
Oh, you're right. Yep, that's silly.
But even still, I think the Chargers would probably be favored. But I'm pulling for the Jags. That's probably going to be the funnest game of the AFC for the first round, I think.
If Lamar plays, that
That Cincinnati, that Cincinnati Baltimore game
because they've had some rough rivalry type games recently.
and a back-to-back.
Yep.
So back-to-back weeks. So yeah,
But yeah, today was the Bengals versus the Ravens backups, and
yeah. I mean, like
I think they were playing. Yeah, they were playing the third string guy.
I didn't
quarterback.
even know that the game. Like I knew the game was on, but I just wasn't really paying attention to the daytime because I was recording. So
Drake was playing today.
What's that?
Drake was playing.
Nice,
Kenyon Drake.
love it.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Everyone's favorite second round pick. And then
So that's the AFC.
what we got for the
And the
NFC?
NFC, the Eagles got the bye, and that game was closer than expected because the Giants didn't have much to play for,
Yeah,
and I think the Eagles were like 16-point favorites or something crazy.
damn.
But it was a closer game. Then, as of now, Bucks are playing the Cowboys. The way the Cowboys just looked, I think I'd go Bucks on that.
I don't
Bucks are
know.
just,
Did you see the way the Bucks looked?
but the Cowboys. I mean, that's their thing is to lose in the first round of playoffs.
Well, that's why I texted you earlier. It was like, looks like they start their playoff fucking slide
And
early.
Dak was horrendous today. Like
Yeah.
one of the worst quarterback performances of the year, besides Carson Wentz, 3 of his.
Dude, the worst pick six ever. He almost threw an interception to dude. He drops it, and then he goes right back to him the next play
He threw for like
for the same
35%
pick
completion.
six.
And Washington was
Sucks.
missing like a lot of their secondary.
Washington was missing a lot, but they pulled it off unnecessarily. But it's not even unnecessary because it's your rival. Stomp
Those
the
are those
motherfuckers,
kind of
yo.
games. So I won a little money on that game. I put one crazy bet if I needed 4 things to happen. 2 of them did, but if I would have hit the other 2, it would have been $1,000 on a $5 bet.
Nice.
Johan Dotson couldn't get a touchdown. It's rude.
Oh,
It's
well.
fine. But no, I did place a little, just a straight up bet on them winning, so that was good odds.
Good.
And then Vikings, Giants. I definitely got the Vikings in this, but the Giants are that team that comes into the playoffs, the
Yeah.
last seed, and then end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're weirdly scrappy, but I would pick the Vikings.
And then 49ers. Well, it'll be, as of right now, it's the Seahawks. But 'cause
Well, Seahawks or
Likely.
Packers.
if it's Seahawks, I'm definitely going 49ers. If it's Green Bay, I don't know.
If it's Green Bay, I'm going 49ers because Green Bay runs into 49ers in the playoffs and they end up falling on their face. Just because Aaron Rodgers said
They're starting to play
he was
really
talking
good.
that shit during the draft, talk about not as sorry as 49ers going to be when they have to play me. Playoff time comes, every time they beat that dude's ass.
Do they? So
He shouldn't talk shit.
I just have a feeling Green Bay is going to somehow pull that one off.
They're clicking at the right time. Well, we say they're clicking at the right time, but like
Their defense is.
even looking at this game right now, offensively, yeah, their defense is offensively. I mean, right now it's 9-3, so
Rodgers trying to pull a Manning and have like the worst year of his career, but win a Super Bowl.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen for that guy. Fuck him and Green Bay. So yeah, that's our playoff setup for right now. Basically, we're waiting on this game to complete to find out if it's going to be Seattle or Green Bay. I hope it's Seattle, but the way it's looking right now, it's probably going to be Green Bay. So, but let's see here. We're about to get a full goal. So let's see. It might be 6-9. 69. Or not.
I bet you had missed it because I just saw the thing.
It's like, okay, or not. You fucking move.
Yeah, the Washington game, they were
Yo.
missing kicks galore.
Yeah.
The Mugs missed extra both teams missed extra points back to back. Like, yo, it's not even windy today. What's going
Yeah,
on?
they're just missing kicks.
I know the field's shitty. Is it that shitty that it affects their kick like that?
Maybe. Because, yeah, every time a kick went up, I was like, I'm not even counting on that going in. But it did.
Some other games to just go through. We mentioned a lot of these, but the Texans beat the Colts, which is a little
no
bit
reason.
funny because I think that might have taken them out of the number one
Yep.
pick, possibly.
Chicago's number one right now.
Yeah, so that, and they won by 1 point, so that was dumb.
I mean,
well,
not really.
for their what might work out for them, except Chicago should trade that pick because they got their quarterback.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
someone needs a quarterback. So if Texans still probably need a quarterback,
Well-
they can still get their quarterback probably at number 2.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, Chicago's not going to take a quarterback. They shouldn't take a quarterback, I should say. So Texans will still get their quarterback unless Chicago trades that pick.
Yeah,
And then,
which could happen.
yeah.
And if I was them, I probably would trade it out because unless there's some elite defender, but I don't
There's some decent guys, but I don't think there's anyone that's a life
like
changer.
a number 1.
Yeah.
Like a Miles Garrett. Or,
Yeah, I don't think, but I'm also not fully aware right now. And I'm not going to look it up. You know why? Because I don't fucking care. But either way, I would trade that if I were them. So,
Dolphins beat the Jets barely in 11-6? Yeah.
yeah, 11-6.
Yeah,
which,
that's an NFL score.
I didn't know it was 11-6. So I saw the field goal for them to win. And then I saw the Jets kind of playing hot potato, throwing the ball back. So I guess the safety ended up happening there.
Yeah, this game stats. Luckily, fantasy is over for the most part. Oh yeah, we should get to that.
Yeah. Oh, we will. We will. The fantasy thing is all encompassed in the Monday night conversation because it's a lot.
Which, yeah, I got to figure out what to do with ours.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh shit! I got. I'll text. Dude,
so, and I'll give you your money today. The
buying
Yo,
all the coke.
Flacco got 149, and then rushing, like, Jesus. They had the guy 12 for 22. There's no offense. Miami didn't do much better. They had
Well,
both running backs had 70
what's
yards.
his name? Etienne for Jacksonville. I think he ran 7 times for 17 yards. It's like, damn, that's what we doing now. Ugh.
But Steelers beat the Browns pretty bad. But
Good.
Broncos beat the Chargers. That was kind of wild.
That's wild.
Russell Wilson goes out having his best game.
Of
Look at him
course he
throwing
does.
3 touchdowns, 118 rating.
Of course, he has his best game.
Then Murray, that guy gets 100 yards randomly without not even being in the league. Someone pick him up next week. Latavius Murray.
Oh, fuck that guy.
The best backup running back ever do.
Yeah,
Pull off the
that is
street.
true.
Man, look at Judy, 154. But yeah, the Chargers. See, that's why I like Jacksonville over the Chargers.
No,
They've
so
been
do I.
banged up.
I do as
They
well.
do have Keenan Allen back, but
I think
they do have Mike Williams back. He's just not doing much.
I think Jacksonville can and will beat the Chargers, but I think the Chargers are going to be favored. Like it just for some reason I think they're going to be like, oh, let's favor them by 3, and it's like, really? So I think Jacksonville is going to beat them by 12. So
Bengals beat the Ravens, as mentioned.
you got to keep mentioning that.
But the Ravens did cover the spread, but again, the Ravens were playing with third string quarterback. I mean, Sammy Watkins was like their number 1 receiver. It's not very good.
That's all right. It's great.
Bills beat the Patriots.
I'm not shocked.
Falcons stomped Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's why I think
What did
Dallas and
Desmond
Tampa
Riddler
Bay
do? Because he hasn't been
not look
doing
good.
much. Oh, he threw for 224, 2 touchdowns. Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
'Cause
He's
he was
finally,
doing nothing.
finally doing things.
Oh, the one good thing with him, which was too late in fantasy, is he throws the ball to Drake London all the time, which is something Mariota couldn't figure out.
No, because
Mary was
like,
down pouting somewhere.
like, I can throw to. I'm a good quarterback. I can throw to all the receivers. No, you can't. Actually,
Nah, the dude. Well, also he was like at one point when they were winning, he was throwing like 13 passes a game,
dummy.
just running the ball. But yeah, Atlanta, they can get a quarterback. Well, who knows? Maybe Riddler will be the quarterback. And well, I keep saying Riddler, Desmond Ritter,
Yeah,
but he should be called the Riddler.
tomato. Put an L in there.
That would be tight, yo. If you're like, dang, that'd be a good nickname if you're in the NFL, the Riddler.
I mean, I guess.
I feel like that would describe, like, you never know what this guy's going to do. It might be a touchdown. It might be an interception. The Riddler. Figure it out.
But yeah, I think Tampa Bay and Dallas. That's why I'm like, look, Tampa Bay didn't look great. Dallas didn't look great. That might be a fun game of just shitty teams, because Dallas is Dallas. And I mean, Tampa Bay. I mean, Tom Brady. He knows when to turn it on. So maybe Tampa will do it. But
The biggest stomping of the day, Washington destroyed Dallas 26-6.
yeah, always got to mention that.
And I mean, I've been wanting this kid to see him play. He looked good in the preseason. I've watched him in college. I read about him. He seems pretty good, Sam Howell. But I mean, the way the commentators are talking about today, basically like no one's giving him a shot to ever be a starter. But I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see what he can do.
So I don't know. I think I wrote this last week, but I didn't mention it. I might have mentioned it briefly when we were drinking. I'm getting sick of commentators.
I'm not a fan of Greg Olson, by the way.
He looks like a rapist. I'm going to start watching sporting events on mute. Like before you all got here, I was upstairs watching the Lions game, and who is it? Chris Collinsworth. He sounds like the kind of asshole who's on here. Whoever it is, like he the shit that he's saying, like it didn't even make sense. He was like talking about St. Brown. He's like, he's a tough kid. Like he's the kind of guy he's not the fastest. He's not the toughest. Pause. You just said he's a tough kid, but then you say he's not the toughest. Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, it was the same thing with today. Them talking about Sam Howell. They're like, he's kind of like a Taylor Heineke, and they're like, I think though he has a slightly better arm. And I was just like, a slightly better arm. Sam Howell is known to have a strong arm. Like,
So
if you knew anything on his,
I don't.
draft card. Arm strength is not one of the concerns with him.
So, and I don't know much about what the commentating team has at their disposal. I feel like they just have
Oh yeah,
a sheet
general
that
knowledge.
just has like like hot words to say, and then they kind of go with it. Because during the Michigan game last week against TCU, they kept saying, "Oh, well, Michigan, needs to figure out their run game because they're not good through the air." Meanwhile, they're throwing touchdown passes, like bombs at that. So it's like, shut up, like just fucking go with what you see on the fucking field. If you aren't competent enough to like be able to talk about the game that you see in front of you, then maybe you shouldn't fucking be a commentator, you dumb fuck. Like I like Tony Romo, I like that guy. He does pretty well. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention this year, but I know when he came out, and started commentating, he
Yeah,
was great.
I hear a lot of people like him. I just
Um,
don't like him because he's a former cowboy, and like I already just, it's like one of those things. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. I just don't like you.
well, take his balls out of your mouth, and then maybe you can.
It sucks.
But that's the thing. It's like you get like old motherfuckers. Like I mean, like Al Michaels for the most part was pretty decent. You know,
Yeah, he's more the describer though. Doesn't try to add too much
and
insight.
that's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need anyone fucking trying to have a conversation and then like talking about like well, what they need to do is like no, we don't care what they need to do because you don't even you got a fucking cue card in front of you, with fucking
Sometimes
words.
the radio broadcast is pretty good, and if
Yeah.
there's a way to sync that with the TV
So
perfectly, that would be better.
and the thing is, they have to be because like
Yeah,
you don't
when
have the imagery.
Washington had Chris Cooley on the radio, that was a good ass because Chris Cooley would give great insight, and he speaks very well.
That sounds racist, but okay. He's so well spoken.
No, I
Fucker.
mean he speaks.
No, you don't have to
He
cover that.
can,
You don't have
so
to
you
cover it
can
up.
understand not the way he speaks, but
He enunciates.
he can no he can say football stuff so that the common person can understand what the hell he's talking about.
Sure. Look, I'm not judging you, but I feel
Hey,
like you're
Chris
judging
Cooley's
me.
black. Stop judging.
Um,
His last name's Cooley.
Coolio,
Chris Coolio.
Coolie High. But no, it's like the commentators are fucking dumb, plain and
Yeah,
simple.
I did not. My least favorite I still can remember was Jerry Glanville. Remember he used to coach the Falcons
Oh
and then retired.
yeah.
He had kind of thick accent, but he
Yep.
would just get the players wrong. I don't know what the hell he was talking about some of the times, but he was constantly. To be honest, Madden would always be talking about. He'd be like, "You gotta see this offensive lineman on this play," and he like circle him, and then they went to play the replay, and that dude didn't do anything. He got like the wrong guy.
Well, he was grandfathered in at that point. There's
Yeah.
just.
But he still had the best voice and mannerism. Like, boom. Hey,
Um,
I still remember the early Madden when he every time he did a hit. Hey, heck of a play.
yeah, it's there's certain people that it's like I'm okay with, but honestly, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start muting. Like even fights though, because when I was watching old UFC, and I'm listening to the commentating, and it was just like, dude, I know people will say DC and Joe Rogan are biased with certain fighters, and it's like, yeah, well, let's just fucking watch the fight. When I was watching, I was like, I don't know if it's bias, but they are talking super highly about one guy, and they're not really talking about any attributes for the other guy. Maybe it's because they don't know anything about the other guy. So there is that. So it's just best just to put it on mute and just watch people beat each other's asses or watch fucking football players give each other CTE. Whatever
Heck
works.
yeah. But yeah, this kid, Hal, he didn't play particularly outstanding, but I think people were missing, and the commentators are missing the point of this dude didn't. He was the third string all year, so he literally said it was like the first time he's even thrown the ball to McLaurin this week. So he's never worked with any of the starters. So he comes in, and then it's versus Dallas, who's playing for the division. So they actually are playing for something, and they're playing all their starters. We're banged up, and he did decent. One thing with him, he can run, and he has got an arm.
You know what I did
His
like
touchdown run was friggin' beast.
while watching the game, because they kept putting in the corner. If there's other games that were going to determine something for their game. So again, in the Miami game, they had the Buffalo New England game up in the corner that scored, and then they had the Pittsburgh Cleveland score. So kind of where Miami stands. Like if Miami wins and New England loses, they're in basically. So you kind of get a feeling. So for the Dallas one, you got Philly and San Francisco because they're ultimately playing for the number one spot. They're playing for that first round bye. And what I love seeing was that Dallas was losing 20-6, and Philly was winning, and San Francisco was winning. It was like, oh wow, that's just a clear sign. There's no hope for you guys. Get ready to play next week, bitches. You
Oh,
know,
they
boys.
looked terrible. And Dak was friggin' terrible. But yeah, I hope they give Sam Howell a chance next year. My thing is, we need to, if we're gonna keep Rivera, I hope they fire an offensive coordinator. And I just don't have any faith that they can develop anyone. I don't know who the quarterback coach is, but I mean, I don't. Rivera's only successful quarterback that was young was Cam Newton, which was kind of an anomaly. He wasn't never played like a real quarterback.
Well, he didn't draft him, did he?
Probably it might have not, but that was his most successful.
So yeah, it's like it
quarterback.
wasn't like that was
and
his.
Cam wasn't exactly like a normal quarterback back then.
He was the glitch. Like there was Michael Vick, and then there was Cam. Like Michael Vick was the glitch. And then Cam knocking shit.
Lots of off script plays and Cam running. I mean, Cam was not like a Lamar type. He was like a run you over type.
Well, and he was a big dude, but yeah, he wasn't like put your shoulder down and just fucking truck. It was like, but yeah, I don't see a scenario where Rivera comes back next year.
Well, the only thing is maybe we have new owners. It would be tough to just clean the house, but I hope
it'd be real easy
if we had some kind of guy that can develop someone. Because the only knock on Sam Howell really was the school he went to. He doesn't, and I was reading his like scouting thing. It's like he actually has like an NFL arm. He has speed. He seems pretty like that right personality. He didn't seem flustered, nervous, but he doesn't not anticipate like the dropbacks where it's like the timing, the 5-step shotguns and that kind of stuff because he didn't do it. So that's takes time. He's only 22.
It's like the thing that is frustrating because it's like, well, yeah, he hasn't had an opportunity. He's a rookie.
Yeah, so that's what and he's not taking any reps with starters. So he did it on I think it was announced Tuesday because this is Monday. It was going to be Heineke, so he didn't have a lot of time. So considering all that, versus one of the better defenses, he did pretty good. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm just glad whenever Wentz doesn't play, I'm in a much better mood to watch the game. When Wentz plays, I don't even like. I feel like I don't know, almost cheering for them to lose because I just dislike the team when he plays. And the other biggest game to mention was Seattle and the Rams because I wanted Rams to win, so Detroit has a chance.
So there was a double-edged sword here.
The Rams were up too. They made it dramatic.
So if the Rams lose, Detroit gets a higher draft pick. If the Rams win, Detroit has a shot at the playoffs. However you cut it, I was invested in that game, and then they lost. You know what happened?
He made it to the
Baker
playoffs. He threw. I got excited because the way my phone's lit up, it said interception Rams. So I was like, oh shit, because I thought Seattle started with the ball in overtime, but it was through my phone, so maybe that could have been the kickoff because it was fast. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, interception. Rams, I think Detroit are gonna. Seattle's gonna be in field goal.
And it was on the Seattle like 30 or something. I was like, oh, you mean to tell me y'all were like, y'all were there?
So Baker was increasing that draft. His stock of, someone picking him up next year. Mm. Then he did that.
Baker was like, "Yeah, I'm about to get paid next year," and he threw the interception. Said, "Fuck, I'm about to be in the unemployment line."
Like, maybe I like kind of being here as the backup.
Stafford said he's not retiring, but I got a feeling next year might be his last year, so Baker could hang around.
Now he'd be one of the top backups.
Yeah, because he's a backup. If the starter goes down, that's a backup. He has NFL starter.
To me, I kind of like what I would want in a backup is not someone who's a game manager. I want someone that can just go out like Brett Favre, and that way too. If you're down, you throw that dude in.
Interceptions in NFL history. Okay,
but if you're down, switch to that guy. Let
the
gunslinger go.
Okay.
No, he didn't do it. It's not in the news. We don't know anything about it. Brett Favre's a great guy.
There was a post. I didn't repost it in the stories or anything. It had a picture of Brett Favre Michael Vick, and Tom Brady, and they said, and they list the things that they, whatever. They're like one of these three went to jail or went to prison, and then I had, I had to go to the comments because I want to know. Like, I don't read my comments on my post because I know people are dickheads, but I like to read other people's comments because I know people are dickheads. And my first thought was like, well, what did Tom Brady do? He had like loan forgiveness. Like, he shouldn't be in prison for that. And that's what everyone says. Like, so getting loan forgiveness should put you in prison now? Like, what are we doing? Like, and then of course there's the one guy that comes in. Michael Vick should still be in prison. It's like, okay, relax. Like, he served his time. Like, relax.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people, and granted, I know why there's dog lovers, but
Yeah,
they still
yeah.
seems to be a lot that aren't fully understanding. Again, what the environment he came from.
They don't want to understand
Those
either.
people, they're not seeing that as the same way you are.
Yeah, it's people just dumb. Like, people are choosing to be dumb. So that's what it is.
Is it horrendous? Yes, but
Absolutely. Should he have gone? Should he have been in trouble for it? Fuck yeah, he should. He served the time that he was given. He didn't bitch about it. He went in, did it, got out, and came back to live his life. And people are still like, he should be in prison still. I was like, really? Like, I guess. But, what about Ben Roethlisberger? Didn't he rape someone twice? Or sexually assault? I don't know the difference, but he ain't do any jail time. And he won a Super Bowl. So, like, fucking chill, son. Like, and that was the thing when Vic played for the Steelers. I worked with a chick who was a big Steelers fan. I remember when the Steelers won. Was Vic the backup? Yeah, well, yeah, because Roethlisberger. But I think Roethlisberger was hurt, and Vic played a few games. And she was like, "Well, it wasn't Vic that was winning those games. It was the defense." I was like, really, bitch? Shut the fuck up, all right? like, get the stick out of your fucking ass. He should be in prison. Like, he was. Like, fucking chill, son. I hate humans. All right. Anything else on week 18?
No,
All
I
right.
think that's it.
Let's get into the big business. Week 17. First, let's rate this beer.
Yeah. So this week we've all drank it many times, but we never reviewed it on here. So we got Raging Bitch
It's one of my favorites. It goes good with pizza.
IPA.
You know what it was? I remember saying, "Bring Raging Bitch. Let me know when you bring this, and I'll order pizza." Because this pizza is fucking magic. It goes great together.
So on the bottle we got a
Bitch.
for optimal freshness. We're supposed to drink this 1220. It's fine.
Okay.
So this wasn't even optimal, but it was damn good.
Yeah.
Two
near
inflammatory words. One wild drink. There actually wasn't too much that describes this anywhere. It's basically a sharp hoppiness with a fruity aroma. And I would say it's got a unique bitterness to it. And
Yeah.
that's a good bitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to, like, maybe a slight spice to it.
I don't know, man. It's one of my go-tos, though.
But yeah, it's good. And it's 8.3.
Yep. That's why. It's one of my go-tos.
Flying Dog.
So this one, I can already tell you right now, my score's gonna be like much higher than most because I used to buy this all the time. So this is one that I will buy. You hand this to me at a party, I'm probably gonna follow you around the rest of the night asking for more. I'm gonna give this, what's that, an 8.3 there? I'm gonna give it 8.5.
I went 8. 8. Just 8.
Oh, it was like 8.8. God damn, dude. Like, it's not a competition.
8.0.
Okay. Yeah, so
That puts it really close to the top. I think all of our.
I think
we
it's
still
just,
have a.
I think it's a smidge below.
We have a few that are 8.3s, and that'll make
Yeah.
it an 8.25. But
Yeah.
there it rounds up to 8.3. So
It's in that, but it's in the pocket with
it's
Aspen.
highly recommended
Yeah, this is a good
when
one.
we go over 8.
I love it.
Oh, let me get the. I'll send a text so we can keep going.
All right. But yeah, so as we discussed week 18, and we've mentioned that the Chiefs got the number one seed, and that the Bengals essentially clinched the AFC North. Part of the asterisk to that is that the Monday night game last week didn't get played, as everybody already knows the news. Damar Hamlin His heart stopped during the game. Like I didn't even know. Weirdly enough, I wasn't watching the game, and when you text me, you're like, "Yo, they just performed CPR on somebody on the field." I was like, "Damn, somebody
Yeah,
got juked that
that's
bad."
like if I'm gonna text something like that on an injury, it's like, yo, this shit's not normal. Because
Well,
I
the
mean, they had
the
the ambulance on the field, which is not normal. It's happened before, but I mean, this was a long break when you watched it live, and I didn't see when it actually happened. And I think they showed one replay, and then they didn't show anymore, so I
yeah,
didn't see it.
I saw
They're like, we're
one
not going to show
clip
that,
on
but it's
Instagram.
scary. They were describing it.
So yeah, the clip on Instagram that you
Look
see.
at that. Got the
Nice.
D. I got this.
But yeah, when you see the actual play, I only saw it on Instagram. I didn't see it live, obviously. You know, it's one of those weird just things, like a fluke thing, according to several experts. You know, but the thing that I immediately got from it, just like seeing it, because again, I love going to those comments. Conspiracy theorists. Oh, was he vaccinated? It was the vaccine that did it.
Oh
And
my.
like, dude, I was like, wow, really? Like, that's what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna take your tactics. Psych. I'm gonna pour it real slow.
I don't know, something with that straight down the middle does taste yummy.
It doesn't. Um, but I just went balls deep with this.
This looks super small in these, because this
Yeah.
mug is huge.
Well, I mean, when you got a chick with big hands, she grabs your dick's gonna look a little too. Trust me. I know it seems weird, but it's okay. Like your penis is okay in size. She just has huge
Ooh.
hands. Uh-oh.
This like enhances the beer by a lot.
Oh my god, hold on. We'll get back to this topic in a second. Let's
Damn. I feel like we need a second set so we can always have a frozen mug.
Oh, this is unfair to the scores.
Yeah. So this is the first one we're doing in the frozen mug, and I think it's gonna get like a few bonus points because, yeah, this should taste. I wish we had the first one with this.
Oh my god. This is so good.
It's crazy how much better it tastes.
God damn.
So yeah, shout out to Brett
I don't even know what this beer is.
as a Christmas gift. Yeah, he got me mugs.
Oh,
I think he was unsure if you could put them in the freezer, but I tried it and I was like, these freeze up pretty
You're
good.
supposed to put them in the freezer. Right.
So yeah, we got well, it has our old name, but Colompton Social Club looks pretty cool. And you got the D one, I got the F.
God damn, this is good, Brett. If you listen, you don't, but thank you. Whew. All right, so yeah,
Look how like my phone's freezing to the side. Damn.
yeah, this is magic. God damn,
We're gonna be done this real quick. Damn, we might have to drink Neps's beer today.
Yeah,
I think we did actually review that.
So
Or
it
we
looked-
tried it.
it looked familiar. I mean, I'm down. Let's do that one too. It's a 9.5. So let's get into that one too. I mean, should we put the mugs back in the freezer and then
Yeah.
do?
Should we? Do you think our glasses would be good? in
No,
the
they'll be
freezer?
fine in the freezer. Yeah, yeah.
Babe, can you put these in the freezer for now?
God damn, just straight up no. Put mine on top so that way you know it's mine. Plus, I'm top dog. Put his on the bottom because
But I'm a top.
you're my bottom.
No.
Name? No.
Dang.
No, I didn't put. Look,
We don't have our
look
names
when
on
I
them.
when I got these glasses made, I wasn't thinking about
It's funny too that
like,
was our.
like personalizing them. I was just thinking, oh, I got glasses for us, and it finally worked. I was just excited that worked. I'm in the right hand. But yeah, so that yeah, so the whole thing with the Monday night game and the stoppage and cancellation of it, it's sad. But he's doing okay. It sounds like he's recovering well. So kudos to that. Now, what ends up happening there, since the game gets canceled, it makes it impossible for Baltimore to win the division because Cincinnati is going to be playing off a 16 game metric, and Buffalo, they won't be able to get back up there now because, well, I guess no, yeah, they wouldn't be able to because Kansas City ended up winning, so Kansas City would have had to lose for Buffalo to have a shot at the number one seed. So the big thing was the game getting canceled or even stopping, and then Skip Bayless tweets out, basically,
I think first he actually tweeted something about him and saying prayers to him first.
yeah,
So people fail to mention
of course
in their
that's the way
hate
it
towards
always
him,
goes.
mention
Oh no, because
that.
fuck him. But I'm not no. So his tweet again in the moment, he's like, "Look, they can't stop this game. There's a lot on the line. Da da da. The game has to be played." In the moment, I hear him. He's right because there are a lot of things on the line here for the game. And it was like, "This is a human life. The human life is bigger than the game." You're right. It is. People have been paralyzed on the field. They didn't stop the game, and that's terrifying too because you know what the fuck's happening. Um, he was resuscitated, so thankfully that's a positive. And I know the teams were shaken up. I get that. So canceling the game, but the hate that came at Skip, I
Yeah, I
feel
mean,
like
it was like every athlete was tweeting him like he needs to be fired. First off, like why does someone need to be fired because of a comment they made? And again, you're taking just one of his comments, because I mean that is his job as sports, and
yeah,
eventually that does need to be talked about. Like, yo, what are we gonna do? We've never been in this situation. Like this was for a lot of playoff implications
hmm
and a huge game. So yeah, I get people being mad maybe at the time, but at the same time, it's like, dude, just put a tweet out.
yeah.
He's not God.
Well, it's crazy that
Like, why does his opinion matter so much to you?
we have this whole thing where people like this ideal of if you say something they don't like, you shouldn't have the opportunity
Yeah,
to earn
and
money.
I mean, like everyone like this is outrageous. How could this guy be like? So many athletes were like they want to beat him up over it. And again, it's just like he's just sitting at home watching the game and did a tweet. Like,
So
if you don't like it, you don't have to like it, but you don't have
yeah.
to freaking like. I just picture all these athletes showing up to his house with like flames, like kill Skip Bayless.
So I don't like Skip Bayless. Also, don't like Stephen A. I don't like that style of like sports show. Period. I hate it. It's stressful to me hearing people argue, hearing them yell, just hearing them like debate and disagree on shit all the time. It's like, and you and I, we disagree on things. We agree on more things than we disagree on, but it's not like an argument. It's not, and that's not what our show is. That's not what we do as friends. But the thing is, it's like Skip, and granted, he is in entertainment. You know, he said things to ruffle feathers, whether he knew like I'm going to ruffle feathers. Like, and I posted the clip before, and I see it still floating around of him and Richard Sherman, and whatever he said to Richard Sherman, so it was like, look, Skip, when you address me as all pro, Stanford graduate, blah 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 blah, and Skip was like, you're right, but I'm better. He was like basically, I'm better than you. He was like, well, no, I'm better than you in my field than you are in yours. He was like, yeah, I'm only in my second year. So it's like it's almost like this guy says shit, kind of poking the bear, but all of them do, and that doesn't mean let's attack this guy and fire the guy.
Yeah, I think my thing that was just rubbing it wrong was like, if you're concerned over this dude's life, why are you concerned so much about Skip Bayless?
Yeah,
Like, if you don't like it, I would have just been like, oh, that's a fucked up thing to say, but
yeah.
I'm moving on to the next thing.
Well,
Like, dang, that became almost as newsworthy as that.
yeah.
Like, it was getting
So
just as much attention.
so then the thing is that I guess the next day on the show, what network are they on? Fox Sports.
Yeah, I guess it's what, Undisputed?
Sure.
Is that the show?
You can call it whatever you want. I don't know.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah, it was fucking good as shit, dude. But so the next day Shannon didn't show up because I guess he asked Skip to take down the tweet. Which that's another thing I hate too, because I get people saying that shit to me on Instagram. Take this post down. Suck my dick. Like, fuck out my face, bitch. If you don't like it, don't fucking look at my post.
But that's the thing too. Like, we're never gonna agree with everyone all the time. So
Yeah.
like, if one person does one thing that you don't agree with, now you can't follow them anymore. Now you don't like them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, a teammate and I, we got into it back during 2020 when everything was kind of locked down and shit, and we went back and forth on Instagram in the DMs, just arguing back and forth. And the thing is, I told him like, look, you don't have to continue to follow my account if you don't like what I post. You can move on. I'm not handcuffing you to nothing. And I was like, as a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna go ahead and block you. But we still cool on the mats. But you don't need to follow my social media anymore. Which was a good thing because I found out from another teammate, his social media is just fucking off the chains. Like I don't even want to go into off the chains in what direction, but like it's just wild. And the thing is like if you don't like something, don't look at it. It's that simple. Now with the whole Skip and Shannon thing, he's like, he asked him to take it down. Skip didn't. So he didn't show up because he wanted to avoid that conflict the very next day. So coming back Wednesday, Shannon spoke about the whole thing. And then so this is where it gets weird because he brings up why he didn't come in and he brings up Skip's tweets. And Skip cut him off by saying, I'm not going to delete the tweet. So on one note here, Shannon goes, I can't even get through a monologue without you cutting me off. Now, he does have a history of cutting him off. I think they cut each other off quite often.
They both get emotional and start yelling.
But the thing, and that's why I can't watch that kind of shit.
Yeah, once voices get raised, that's when you start saying things you don't necessarily mean because you just get a little like defensive, like someone's coming at you. That's when you like start to say like a comeback that like you didn't even need to do.
And once it comes out, it can't be put back.
Yeah, and then now that you're on TV, now you reacted because you're just a human reaction of
like when they got into it about I think Skip because they're talking about Tom Brady and Skip was like he's better than you. And it's like god damn dude, like
yeah, and I bet you he wishes he didn't do that, but at the time, again, when you start to get heated a little bit, that's when you say stuff like a little harsher than you would have meant.
But so basically, Skip cuts him off, and he's like, I can't even get through the monologue without you cutting me off. And the thing is, I think it would have been fine if Shannon didn't mention the tweet at all.
Yeah, because I think he said I wasn't going to talk about it, but
production
kind of word.
I think he said that someone told him to at least mention it, but I feel like had it not been mentioned, it would have been cool. But yeah, the whole thing with Skip, it's like, look, dude, I get that that's your job, and even again, I don't fault him with the Monday night thing, because I mean, again, he wasn't wrong in questioning that.
Yeah, I'm sure too. Like, it's hard to know for sure, like how severe it is, because we do see injuries and people carted off. And this is the only time they've canceled a game. So we've seen people get paralyzed, and no one's really been as upset as this one. I mean, this one was different, but he doesn't know that.
Well, and not only that, he was resuscitated. And again, understandable. The athletes are upset. They're shaken up. I don't know. It's a weird thing because it's like if you're in that situation, what do you do as a teammate? Are you able to continue to play? Do you want to continue to play? It's just a weird.
Yeah, I feel like in the paralyzed situations, I mean, they continue to play.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's motivation. Sometimes,
no, to be fair, that shit was like in the 80s and 90s. Tougher people back then. Today people soft as baby shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's different when you're seeing like mouth to mouth.
Yeah, I mean, again, when you gotta hit someone with CPR on the field.
It's scary. If that's the case, I mean, all those injuries, all the dudes that got paralyzed probably would have died if it wasn't for modern medicine.
True.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like that dude's healing good. But yeah, instead of focusing on Skip, why don't you just focus on that dude? Skip's not the most important person in the world. Who cares?
Another interesting thing, I pointed this out to my wife because they were talking about he has a charity, and after Monday night, all these athletes start donating to the charity. I hate shit like that because it's like, oh, y'all motherfuckers didn't donate to that shit last week. Where's y'all at Monday afternoon?
The other thing is
motherfuckers.
Then you have the people though too that I don't know, say something about this when they don't say, I don't know. To me, it rubs me the wrong way of like, it's terrible what happened to him. I don't know if I'm gonna explain myself right, but it's like, is it more important like your mother if she's in the hospital dying, but you're gonna tweet
Yeah.
stuff about this guy to get what attention?
Well, you'll have players that'll come out and like
But not even the players. Like I think people
oh,
like me
oh,
know. Like
just
I don't see you posting any social stuff ever, and now all of a sudden you're post and you don't even really. I don't know.
oh, I get what you're saying. People are
Using
posting
that for likes.
Yeah, of course.
It's like when did you care?
Well, that's the weird thing. It's like, because I saw somebody say that too. It's like, oh, you didn't post it. We're posting about athletes and celebrities, but nobody, you're not posting about like the regular person around the corner that died. I guess to the note of that though, if you don't know, and not only that, there is a part of like solidarity with that. It was like, okay, we all know this, yeah, but there is kind of that self-serving, like, hey, I want you to know that I care about that too, just like you care, because we all know.
I didn't do anything about it, but I care.
Yeah, but ultimately, just fucking people, like social media is dumb, and it makes us all look dumber. Just trying to get behind things, like just to say like, oh, I'm part of the team. So I don't know.
I don't know. It was a good radio edit. I just want to say we're not even going to say what we're going to say, but I was impressed. You as your type that you knew who that was.
Ooh,
That's rare.
Dude, what are you talking about? I was into
It's still
NASCAR.
rare.
I was back in NASCAR back then.
It's still rare.
Brad Daugherty.
No, I was
on the
like so
team.
proud. That's why it sucked that we have to like I did. That's why I didn't believe it at first. I was like, wait, are we talking about the Intimidator?
For those of you who are confused, I just said an insensitive comment about Dale Earnhardt, and I took it out because
But
it was not necessary.
Nice to mention the Intimidator.
Yes.
One of the greatest to ever do it. And who knew that we'd be shouting out NASCAR today?
Shout out number threes. Who's some other famous number
Should we
threes?
review this beer real quick? Yeah, let's get to the number 3. I like threes, by the way. All the threes in jerseys. 3, 13, 33, 23, 43.
I can't do 43.
Well, the only 43 that's famous was Richard Petty that I liked.
That's not a jersey. That's a
And
car.
NASCAR again, damn, double NASCAR
I'm
references.
trying to think. What Mike Alstott was number 40.
Yeah, I just saw him on that traveling podcast. You ever seen that thing? It's like with Will Compton, and I think it's a current player in Tennessee. Some lineman, like I don't think he's a big name player, but they have like a bus and they travel around and get people, and they had Mike Allstott on
Like
there.
Bang Bus?
Nah. But I mean, I think they talk about some things like a little could get them in trouble sometimes, just like the ins of the NFL. But also sounded like, I mean, maybe I haven't heard him speak, but it sounded like, I don't know, maybe he had some pain relievers in his system or something. But
It's all right. Don't hate on pain relievers, son. Like they good for the system.
maybe the natural one.
I guess.
And I don't know, maybe nothing's wrong with him. It just
Nah,
sounded.
I think painkillers
different.
are great. They're great.
But that dude was a beast.
I know
Yeah,
a
he was
guy.
talking like, I guess the difference between Tony Dungy and Gruden. And I guess Dungy was a lot more strict, and then Gruden was players coach. But I guess at
Yeah.
the time of Tampa Bay, once they were good, all those dudes were like older, so the vets were like ran the team. But I think early on they were happy to have Dungy because they were all wild when they were young.
Well, like I think was it Gruden? No, it was one of the players. It might have been Warren Sapp. He described it as like, look, Dungy came here, and he prepped the cake. He mixed it and everything. Got it mixed up in the bowl. Put us in the oven. Not quite ready, but then Gruden came here and put the icing on the cake, and that's how we got our Super Bowl. And I wanted to, and that's the only one you'll ever get. But they won a couple years ago. Never mind. Fucking Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, that doesn't even seem like the same Tampa Bay though.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Like for years, yeah. When you say Tampa Bay, you're thinking. I would think of like the defense.
Yeah,
and
I think of Warren Sapp, John Lynch,
Don and
Derek
Allstott,
Brooks. Yeah, Allstott, Trent Dilford.
Yeah,
Like nobody thinks about Trent Dilford. Who was their quarterback? Brad Johnson.
Johnson. I was gonna say when I think of Tampa Bay before, I still think of Brad Johnson first when you say Tampa Bay quarterback, and
My first
I
thought is
skip
always
over
Trey.
the Jameis Winston era. That just
So does
wasn't
he.
the same Tampa Bay
Um,
because that's when they became. I mean, Winston was throwing for like millions of yards, tons of interceptions too, but
yeah,
that wasn't the Tampa because Tampa Bay they used to be the hard defense when they were good,
yeah,
and the just pound the ball. Warwick Dunn and Allstott.
yep. I
They had
mean,
that one back that was good for like a year. I can't remember his name. He was like a rookie. Cadillac wasn't
like
Cadillac.
yeah, Cadillac Williams.
He had like one good year.
Yeah, I mean, like Tampa Bay, even prior to that, I mean, they were always kind of the butt of the league, for many years. Sherbert fucking jerseys, and then when they got that fucking the pewter jerseys, it was like, oh, maybe they're a real team. And then Dungy came in, which Dungy he almost didn't get the job. Like he almost didn't go to the interview because it was during the Rooney Rule where they're like, you have to interview at least one black coach, but they had already had their mind made up on another coach. And Dungy was like, well, I'm not gonna go because you already know who you want to hire. And they're like, just come on in, just come in, come, have a seat. And they're like, oh, we like him a lot better, and ended up hiring him instead. So there we go. But
I have a look of annoyance on this.
dude, you're doing too much. You're asking too much, and I just got a feeling you're gonna get stabbed.
Yeah,
Like
I might not sleep tonight.
I was about to say you're gonna get a stabbed. I'm like, wait, I ain't doing nothing. I'm a good guy in this scenario. You're the one making requests. I'm chilling. But yeah, so basically the whole Monday night thing, it's crazy how it had to happen. And then the question becomes like, could the game have been played on Wednesday?
Yeah, I thought that's what they're gonna do. I mean, I guess the Bills players were not emotionally there, but it was kind of like I don't know if this happened in any other setting. Things go on, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really.
But yeah, who knows? I think, and then the other implication of that was this is the Super Bowl for fantasy football.
Oh yeah,
And
so yeah.
lots of fantasy players going in their last game. You got two of the best offenses. You got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, freaking Josh Allen, freaking Stephon Diggs, like all freaking huge players.
Yeah. Buffalo's defense. I mean, and granted they were kind of dwindling down at the end, but still people are still counting on defenses.
Yeah. So coming into the game,
Thank you.
In my league, both teams. So my league rule and the Beer Club league rule is it's regular season wins half, Super Bowl wins half. But for the Super Bowl, if both parties agree to make a deal, they can. So if you want to split it 400, 200 for the $100 league, do that. Or you could go for it, winner take all. So if no one agrees, you go winner take all. So mine, there was not an agreement, so they went winner take all. Then this happened. They both had, I think one had two players. One had Burrow, but they only had one player. But Burrow had started off pretty hot, and the other one had like Stephon Diggs, maybe someone else. So it was key players. But I think the person that was favored was now not favored, and wanted to do winner take all originally. So whatever. Once it happened, we don't know what to do. I think going forward now, I would make this rule because I tried to design both leagues to take out any judgment. That's why I got rid of the what do you call it? The injured reserve rule, because people were taking advantage of that. People were like picking up a player and then dropping them the last minute, whether they were in or out. Like, let's just get rid of anything that's a judgment call. Because I've had to give people zeros of like they had someone on injured reserve and then they're not technically out. And it's just like, I don't like doing that. So try to make it where Yahoo regulates everything. Keep me out of it.
Yeah.
So Yahoo decides later, that's it. That's the game. It's being scored as is. And I think if this was a regular season, that's what you're just out of luck. It's like your player got hurt. Game's over. It sucks. Or like, I think we did have a situation in COVID where like the games got moved. And so if you waited and that was going to be your starter for that week, you were out of luck. I mean, luckily, I think you could pick someone up, but maybe you don't have the roster spot. So You were just out of luck. So I think going forward, if this ever happened again, hopefully it never happens with the dang Super Bowl week.
Phew.
That's just the rule. It sucks. It's bad luck. Try not to get players on teams with someone to get hurt.
So there's another thing. So I guess a college basketball game today, a player collapsed on the court. So I didn't read the comments for that
Oh,
one,
damn.
but I'm sure people are saying, "Oh, it's the vaccine." Which so I will say this with in regards to the vaccine and any issues with it. I know my wife's friend got all the shots. She had been having some heart issues, and she went into a doctor, and they saw some abnormalities. You know that word, things that were abnormal. Um, I've been having some weird things. I didn't get all the shots because I was like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, Sarah was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm alright. Maybe I should have gotten them. Having some weird issues now, but um, you know, I guess they're saying there's something goofy going on in London. Like 500 people, all just like not all at once, but like we're all having like heart issues and like dropping from that. And I asked her, I was like, well, you know, because she was mentioning the vaccine. I was like, well, did it say they were all vaccinated? Because if so, then I mean that's something you should investigate. If not, then find out what's the common denominator between everybody that's collapsing. Um, I get annoyed when everybody jumps to the conspiracy theory shit and everybody's all of a sudden a fucking expert. Meanwhile, all they did was go to Google. They didn't check any sources. They just looked at, oh, well, this guy said this, and we're just going to run with that. What source? Like, well, they're just a guy. I mean, well, I trust them just because they didn't get it from mainstream media. I was like, okay. Like, right. So the guy that's in his parents' basement. All right. So okay, cool. No, I understand. I trust you. I trust you. You're not welcome to my bar mitzvah. No thanks. But I don't know. We might see another one if it's what people think. Like they're like, oh, these athletes are just dropping and dying. It's like, which the thing is, like, what athletes? Like Monday was the first time I heard of anyone.
Yeah, and like football, I'm sure there's a lot of people going like, "Oh, the game needs to be safer." And it's like, I think Rivera mentioned is just like, yeah, I mean, there's a risk with the game, but there's also a risk with anything. So
Yeah.
you're taking this one thing that's only happened once ever that someone's gone on needed CPR in an NFL game to now probably not going to happen very often.
No.
And it didn't look like a terribly violent hit. It
No.
could have just been a weird angle, or like maybe he has something pre-existing. We actually haven't heard what. There were some theories of what it could be,
Yeah.
but we don't know yet. And maybe he had something pre-existing. Maybe, I mean, what's the dude from the Heat ended up with like that blood clot?
Yeah.
Bosch, the Raptor.
And that's the thing. It's just like shit happens.
Yeah, and that could happen in everyday life. I mean, it freaking.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's
technically, you could freaking take a shower and fall down and die. So
there's a kid. So that summer that I had the blood clots, the pulmonary embolism in my lungs and shit. So I was told not to do anything. I don't listen, so I went and trained anyway. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? A fucking clot unlodges. I have a heart attack. It will be okay, right? Um, I just happened upon an article where another young man who does jiu-jitsu, he stepped onto the mat, didn't do anything strenuous. One of the clots dislodged, and he had a stroke. Um, the thing is, they didn't know that at the moment. This is all after the fact, but that's the thing. It's like if you don't know, because he had no idea. If you don't know these things, it could be just a matter of a simple hit to the chest. And then Houdini died. He got punched in the stomach. Fuck was that about? Bitch
yeah, I
ass.
mean, this he even got up and it looked like he celebrated for a second.
Houdini?
Nah, the
Oh, Hamlin.
Hamlin.
Oh, both H's. I mean, hopefully, he continues to recover well, and he'll be all right.
Yeah,
But,
we
yeah.
we were all over the place. Because then I didn't even mention real quick with the fantasy thing. So we had a huge argument,
Oh yeah.
like hours.
How? So did it
So
get resolved?
yeah, resolved. So we're all good now. But like I said, it was a winner take all thing. So there was a disagreement of what to do, and I think neither party actually sort of agreed. It was sort of like a let's wait and see. So it sounded like, I don't know, one person suggested if it's canceled, let's just split the money 50-50. But then the Yahoo thing comes out. So now it's like Yahoo's going to declare you the winner. So I guess if you're the winner, you're going to probably feel a little differently, especially since, I don't know, there was more to it than that
Yeah.
just because of what was agreed at the beginning. But I think, yeah, it was a weird situation for me. So I'm like, well, technically Yahoo's saying you won. I don't want to be the judgment. So I was going to put it to a vote. But luckily, without putting it to a vote, they did a 400-200 split. So,
It's not hateful.
and then in another league I was in, it's actually a lot of Oakland Mills people.
Hold on. Look at that. Become a big play.
Ooh,
Fuck you, Green
under
Bay.
50.
Oh yeah.
Yo, and not many people are playing better than Jared Goff right now.
Yeah,
I think the
like-
last 8 weeks is ridiculous.
I don't know. That looks like he might have rolled into the end zone. Let's instant replay it. Nah, never mind.
Nah, he's in.
Oh, come on, you cunts.
What? He was in.
He was in.
Oh,
That's all right. Give it to Jamal Williams. He's a
Yeah.
touchdown leader anyway.
Now we're gonna have some good mic'd up thing.
Of course.
So yeah,
of course.
we got that resolved luckily, and then in our league, I was gonna we'll see if the dude is okay. If
Remind me to text him.
If not,
I'm sure he will because I text with him and even he was like, well, if I end up winning, because I told you, like, look, since those were my people, he and his wife, and my cousin. So my cousin, like whatever it is, yeah, like, because I told him if he beat you, I owed him $20.
yeah. So I was like, well, that's the good thing of him winning is like he can give you that money.
Yeah,
That's for you.
I was like, I don't care, but
Subtract it from his winnings.
But the husband and wife, he was basically saying, like, look, if I win, I'll just, pay you, that portion. I was like, look, honestly, I was like, I'm fine with my portion being cut because I dropped the ball on, like, following up with you guys. So, yeah, just give me whatever subtracted from theirs, and then I'll talk to him and see, because I'm sure he'll be fine with splitting.
So he was versus Aaron Epps, and Aaron Epps was good with whatever. But I said I'm gonna try to shoot for the split.
I'll
It's
remind
wild
me
as the two
text
or
him.
all. I'm in 3 leagues, and all 3 leagues had players from those damn games, which is probably why they're in the finals.
No, yeah.
Pick Bills and Bengals players,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I didn't have a player on either team this year.
Mm,
I had a lot of Bengals last year.
I don't think I had
And this year,
anyone.
I had Chase and Burrow last year.
What was it? Fuck, I was about to say something, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
So, yeah.
so we
Let's-
got to
let's
rate
rate our
this
beer.
beer because this
Yeah.
one was good, and we're already on the second one. But yeah, that might have been the fastest we drank a beer.
Yeah, that was so good.
We had the first beer in our frozen mugs, and I like the little gimmick of this. It's called Boats and Hose, but hose spelled Hose. So not the hose we normally are used to.
That's the hose I'm used to.
That's hose.
Don't judge me.
Garden hose.
Stop judging what I
It's
do.
by
in my spare time.
Jailbreak, Laurel, Maryland.
I get wild.
And this is a Caribbean style lager. So it's almost like the party beer type
Mhm.
beer, but a fancy one.
Party beer in that mug.
So 4.8%, which is actually higher than like Miller Lite. That's around there. Miller Lite 4.8.
I think it's 4.5.
Yeah. So slightly higher than light beer. Not well. This isn't advertised as light beer, so maybe it's like a fancy Corona.
Yeah.
But either way, you could drink this as a party beer.
So
And we got Colton Brennan on here. on the
for
boat.
our party beer scale, it's been a while. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, so a lot of them, I can refresh you. I think like Miller Lite was our standard, got like a 6.8. It sounds low, but it's because of the alcohol percentage hurt this score. But
No, I was gonna say no. That sounds high for.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's putting it into that party beer category.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
not
is.
even putting this into. I think the frozen mug helped it a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It
the
was still
4.8
good.
hurts it.
Yeah, but it was tasty. The mug helps for sure.
And I kind of like this
Would
better
I
than
take this
most of
over
the
Miller
like.
Lite? More than likely,
Yeah, I
yes.
think I would too.
So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this an even 7. Actually,
There we go. We're on the right path. I gave it a 7-1,
nice.
so that's almost locked in for
No.
sure.
Um. So let's see here. We got all that out of the way. Where am I? Oh, so Dana White slapped shit out of his wife.
Yeah, I've
Um.
heard it. I haven't yet to see it. Is there? I guess I assume
Yeah,
there's
I
video
don't
of
think
it.
he,
There's videos and
like. I
everything.
don't think you need to see the video. He slapped his wife. Well, what it is, like they're at a party, New Year's Eve. I guess she hit him, and like it was kind of like a little, because when you look at the video initially, it doesn't look like anything's going on. Then she like slaps him, and he slapped her back, and it's like, ooh, like it wasn't even like a slap, but it was like kind of like a push in her face.
Yeah, so those situations are just weird. 'Cause she did it first. No one's probably saying anything about her.
Of course not. Um, because again, the argument's always going to be, well, he shouldn't put his hands on her. You shouldn't put your hands on a woman as a man. And I'm in that pocket. But also, I think, too, look, if Sarah hits me, I'm not going to hit Sarah back. But I'm going to restrain the fuck out of Sarah. Because she's not going to hit me again. That's a simple fact. Um, but everybody handles their business different. So Dana White hitting his wife. And then, of course, he came out with the statement, look, I'm completely embarrassed. And the one thing I will say about Dana White, he owns up to his shit.
Yeah, and I'll say too. I mean, he has a lot of haters that are ready to
Yeah.
just jump on him
Oh, of course.
for
Yeah.
that. So
Like,
I feel like it's a little bit different. Again, because it's hard to control your initial reaction. So someone,
yeah.
I don't know, I don't know what she did to him, but say it's pretty hard and it shocks you, and your reaction is kind of like a shove, as you're describing it, more than a slap. I mean,
So Jamie Foxx made a statement about it.
it's not like Ray Rice, the
No,
the
that.
full
Um,
knockout blow.
so Jamie Foxx made a statement about it, basically saying, because he's white, he was like, yeah, if that was me, that shit would be all over the media. It's like I feel like you're a bigger star, number one. But I'm not saying he's not right, but it's like I don't know. It's like the whole thing with Dana White is like he owned it. That's not saying he's okay. I'm not saying he's right by any means. I also say too, look, I know the chicks out there that will get in a dude's face, taunt the dude, push the dude, slap the dude, hit the dude, kick the dude. And it was like, you ain't gonna do shit. Then the second that they even shove them, it's like they crumble. Like, oh my god, the world's ending. Like he killed me. Like the girl, you just completed fucking 7 counts of assault on this dude, and he held you against the wall, and you're screaming. Like Whoopi Goldberg said, look, you don't want to get none, then don't hand it out. Basically, I'm gonna put us on a quick break, real quick. Y'all wait for us. All right, hoes, we back. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily a push, but it was definitely a slap. But yeah, it's like, keep your hands to yourself, both of them. And no, I'm not victim blaming. Shut the fuck up, anybody that's thinking it. It's just, again, if that's their relationship, if that's how they rock and roll, I guess cool, do you, baby. Now Dana White did come out and say, that's not how we do in our home. I've never put my hands on my wife, blah blah blah. I mean, if that's the case, whatever. You don't got to convince me. I don't care. It's just don't go out there talking shit about other people who do it because you do it. But he's sympathetic, because he did hire Greg Hardy, so I guess he's not like fuck guys who hit women. Like, Greg, you want a job? And maybe it was a setup. Maybe he brought Greg Hardy in knowing, oh, this dude can't fight. I'm gonna get this dude fucked up. So yeah, there's that news. Dana White hitting women is fucked up. Jake Paul signed with the PFL. Now, he is in a special division. It's called the Super Fight Division. So I don't think he's going to be fighting any of the fighters there in the PFL, but this will be for like influencers, other athletes who aren't traditionally fighters coming in, or retired fighters, shit like that. He will box, he said, one more time this year, and then he's going to have a fight in the PFL this year. Um, you know, I know initially coming into when we started the show, I had a lot of hate for the kid, just because I'm not really big into like I guess all the like prank shit on YouTube, and I hate all that shit. And I didn't know much about the kid, but then when you start hearing what he's about, he wants he's trying to help fighters get paid more. It's like I'm on board with the kid. I like the dude. Um, you know, I hope whatever he's doing, he does well with it. I would like to see him fight an MMA fighter and get fucked up, because why not? But I hope that I think part of the deal with this thing with the PFL, because they are doing pay per views now, is that in the super fight division, the fighter will get half of the pay per view purse. Yeah. Um, so that's good. Just trying to make sure the fighter's getting paid. I think the big thing is like with the UFC, one of his things for the fighters is health insurance. Like health insurance is a big one. I think another thing a lot of fighters have always kind of complained about, and even he's spoken up about, is travel and lodging. I mean, they're fighting for your organization. They're making your company money. The least you can do is cover that. I mean, the UFC makes pretty good amount of money. Plus, they just raised the pay-per-view prices, so that's going to make me start judging my pay-per-views a little bit more harshly, because it only went up $5, but still, that's $60 extra. If I don't,
we're trying to control inflation. What's going on?
I've got some things about that. Nothing that makes sense. I'm just angry. So it's like, oh, we got to raise the prices. Why? Why you got to raise the price? Because that's why we have a strong economy. I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe. If anyone owns stocks, they're trying to control inflation.
They just scored.
Ooh. Ooh, it looks cold there.
No, yeah, it's Lambeau.
The Green Bay cold. I got to go there a few times. It's a different kind of cold. Although the Baltimore cold when we went to the Ravens games was worse.
So that's what's really weird about cold down here is like we don't normally get cold like that. So when we get it, it hurts so much more. But those motherfuckers, they're built for that.
Well, actually, so one of the times, and I got to tour Green Bay Stadium. Never got to go to an actual game, but one of the times we went to the rooftop of the stadium, and the wind that comes off, because Green Bay is flat, like super flat, and then the wind that comes over the Great Lakes, whoo, that is a cold you don't want to feel.
No, trust me, I'm aware.
But I was reading like some of the best places to live, and also taking into account cheapest place to live. Green Bay is on that list, and I have to say, like, this, what I've seen in Green Bay looks really nice. I would say they don't have a lot going on though besides Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
but it's like super clean looking. Yeah, that's so I had to drive. I flew into Milwaukee. I think it was like an hour and a half drive. That's not crazy. Cool. I would have liked to explore Milwaukee, so I just flew into Milwaukee and then immediately drove to Green Bay. So I didn't see any of Milwaukee. But the houses you could get for like $300,000 look like some freaking celebrity ass houses.
Because they should be. Also, it's Green Bay. Who's living up there? Wait. So I got my Nerd Rage Radio Christmas gift here. Who's there at the top? Dante the Destroyer. That's me. I think I just got put at the top because that was the first name that came to mind when he started like writing the mug. So Bobby goes, "Hey, where's your name at on that mug?" I was like, "Oh, I'm at the very top." I was like, "'Cause you're at the top of my heart." And I was like, "Motherfucker, my name was the first name there when you looked at the list." It was like, get out of here. Then he goes, I was like, "Okay, so we got Chucky O at the bottom. So let me guess. You're going to say Chucky, where's your name? At the bottom?" Bottom of my heart. Like, come on, dude, don't fucking play me. But I appreciate my mug. It's a little bit bigger than the other mugs. It's black. So I'm going to drink a little bit more wine.
I see where you're going with that.
Drink a little bit more wine out of it.
Oh, this white mug's a lot smaller.
Oh, look, it says White Belt Tears. I mean, that's if you want some wine.
But I feel like this white mug is more adequate for use.
Nah, this is...
Like, the black one looks like it could be a little too much.
Well, please, this is just right. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
It's perfect. Fuck off. Fucking judger. So, yeah, I guess we don't got a whole hell of a lot of news here, which works out because guess what? The last 2 weeks, we did 3-hour episodes.
Yeah, let's review this. And
So
I want to drink let's split one last beer with the mugs.
yeah, you want to do the one in Epsprong?
Yeah, we'll review this one.
Yeah.
Do you need a little more?
Nah, it grew on
The
me.
initial taste was so different from the first one. I was like, but then I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it grew on me, but I'm alright.
That's the danger of when you drink back to back,
Yeah.
like a different tasting. So it could.
So I think also when the glass came out cold, that definitely helped.
Oh yeah, I'm a
So-
big fan of this.
Yeah. I think what I might start doing is next week, I'm gonna put these in the freezer. That morning, Sunday morning, and then
On days we have an extra producer, we can switch them out each time.
I should get like a little mini freezer right here. Just have it convenient. So
This lady's in her like own world, giggling away.
yeah, well,
All right, let's do this beer. So this one's called Infinite Amber Infinite Amber Ale. Another one by Jailbreak. So Jailbreak got 2 today. And it's an easy drinking and infinitely smooth amber ale. Not much to say about it. It has hints of roast and caramel, lend to a slightly sweet malt and semi-dry finish. So,
I was like, is there more?
nope. I think it was pretty good. Another Jailbreak. So
It was solid.
this is our so it's another lighter alcohol percentage, but it's a 5%er.
Okay.
Amber ale. So I feel like this is one of the better amber ones too.
Yeah, I would say that.
I liked it, and again we had the frozen. This time we went to our frozen glasses, and I think next time we'll have both frozen. So it wasn't even in the freezer that long, but that
Yeah.
coldness helped.
Yeah, the cold off the glass still. There was a bit of a chill that definitely worked.
I think all these styles are really good cold. I think like those spicy beers don't need to be cold.
I wouldn't argue with it being cold.
In general, I would prefer
that's
cold.
the rookie.
But I can go first on this one. I gave it another 7-1 because I thought it was similar to the last one in terms of how much I liked it.
What's the percentage again?
5%.
5. I'm gonna give it a 6.9.
There you go.
Like-
So it gets a 7. It's barely recommended.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I enjoyed it. I wouldn't buy it, but if you hand this to me, I'm definitely gonna drink it. Conditionally, it's gotta be in a cold ass glass. So, so you want to do this or that, or
Yeah, we could probably pause for a second.
technically I only got one movie.
Yeah.
Technically, so
And I didn't get a movie this week.
yeah. So lucky y'all, we gonna have a short one, bitches.
So I don't think we reviewed it. That's the song. Oh, you can't hear it. Oh, okay. I think it's this, because this is where it's at. Oh, the famous part of this song, though, babe. Like, if you're at a bar, club, everyone around our age, there's going to be a part. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Oh, we're in a party. We didn't record that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, damn. That should be a clip now. Yeah, but everyone knows that one. That's the only words people know of that song.
Yeah, no one knows words. Like words, there's lyrics.
Oh, but that little breakdown is
Oh my god, yo.
magical.
That's the only
And
thing
yeah,
anyone
if
knows.
we were in Baltimore right now and that song came on, as soon as we do the pick it up, I guarantee we're all
No,
jumping.
that whole fucking spot is erupting. So that's what they do down there. They don't know how to act in Baltimore. God damn, this is good too. Yeah, we might have to crack that second one because you got more than me.
Yeah, so I don't see that we actually reviewed it. So y'all are getting 4.
Let's
All
review.
right, so here's this week's.
The question is, do we want to do the second one? Because I feel like we should do the second one. This is pretty good. I don't know.
Where's the wine?
Oh, right here behind me.
Talk into the mic.
Oh,
All
All
right,
right.
so we got some this or that.
no proper introduction. The song was enough.
Okay. Ketchup or ranch?
Stereo.
Oh, I timed it just right.
Okay, ketchup or ranch?
Wait, for what though? What are we putting this on?
What you prefer?
Okay, I actually don't. So I had Five Guys today, and they put too much ketchup on my burger, and it actually made me nauseous.
I'm gonna go ketchup, but ranch is damn good on the right thing.
I don't really do ranch on my salad, but it makes all the difference. I'm gonna go with ketchup, just because. Yeah, we need our wine for this because I don't think this 9% is gonna be enough for us. No, I got you right here. No, you ain't getting out of
I
it.
get the little
You
white
get
one.
to have the white mug.
The little white one.
I'm gonna have the black mug. It's a little bigger.
It's bigger.
Not much bigger, dude. Like
But mine's pretty big for a white mug.
it's a pretty even race for the most part. I mean, my mug's a little thicker.
Mine's fat. Not as long.
I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay.
Look at this guy. I mean, he's mastered this.
And it's a little hard handling the bigger black one, so it's fucking weird. That sounds like somebody who had like 7 kids pissing right now. Oh, boy. I feel like I poured way too much wine into my glass.
This has lasted us.
Did it? Oh, the
I mean,
box
3
or
episodes. Yeah, the box.
oh, dude, the box is gonna. I still got like probably another
Did you
2
ever taste
bottles.
Yeah, it's good.
Very
It's
good.
delicious. Wait, we don't have to drink. All right.
All right, we only got one so far. We didn't have to drink. Yeah.
Okay. Camping or glamping?
Camping. Fuck out of here, glamping.
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck that. No.
Wait,
why
wait.
go anywhere then?
Asterisk. Glamping is just like camping, but the place you're staying
No.
has air conditioning, TV,
Then I'm
bath,
then I'm
shower.
Not, then I'm not
but
going.
then you still have you have all the things you do camping too.
I'm not going then. I mean, just stay home
like
and
a
camp out of my
cabin trip.
backyard.
But no, that's if you're going camping. You might as well stay on your backyard. Glamping, you got a little more
if I'm
fun
going,
things.
If I'm going
Hey,
camping,
do you want a fridge for your beer?
I don't need. I got a cooler.
Oh, I have a
That's-
fridge.
that's-
All right, I feel like a pansy saying this, but I'm gonna go glamping because
I don't think you're a pansy.
you don't
I
got to
just-
pack anything too. That's key. You know how awesome it is
You're
to go
missing the whole
to
point of
do,
camping.
but to do all the fun. No, but you can do all the fun stuff, but you don't got to pack anything.
I had a lot of fun when I went camping.
I have fun
Except for
camping
the
too.
scout
I
master
love
came to
camping
my
too.
tent that one night. It was a little weird,
So-
but it was still fun.
I have fun doing both, but I like the fact I don't have to set up
Fucking
everything.
drink then, bitch.
And I like wine. Maybe that's all.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
Owe money or owe a favor?
I hate owing people money.
Yeah. Oh, a favor.
I'm gonna owe a favor, because like money, it just gets real ugly. Owing a favor, I mean, I can get out of owing a favor. Like, oh, you owe me a favor, and a favor could be a hand job, and I'm not gonna give you that, but I'll punch you. But I don't want to owe you money. Why would you owe anyone a hand job?
I don't know. You brought that up. What?
It's fucking weird, dude. Like, what is wrong with
That's
me, yo?
not the first thing that would have popped up in my mind. Is
I don't
someone
know,
a
dude.
favor.
Like, my guest earlier was a fucking. He was a wild boy. So I don't know.
Okay. Roommates or live alone?
So I've never lived alone, so I wouldn't know that experience. So I'm going to say roommates because I've only ever had roommates.
So, my roommate has been my brother and my girlfriend. Outside of that, I'd rather be alone. So, I don't know how you take
So
that.
yeah, it was like, how do you answer? Like the answer
Because
is,
I had roommates
Would you rather live
temporarily,
alone or have
you know,
roommates?
with that weren't one of those two, and I did not like that. So,
Well, I mean,
Just on your
there's
own?
still
yeah. So if you
Or you prefer to have people like roommates?
yeah.
I would
Like,
be
so
I would
you're-
be alone except if it's someone close.
Okay, so your roommates that you've lived with,
All right,
they're still counted as roommates.
all right, then we'll say roommates. Because otherwise, I might be walking home.
What was that fucking movie? Grandma's Boy, where fucking Nick Swartzen kept talking about his roommates upstairs. And he was like, dude, those are your parents. I think I said that to someone once. I was like, yeah, my roommates are home. It's like, don't you live at home? Yeah.
It would be funny. I would have loved to say that as a kid. My dad walked in like, "Oh, my roommate's home." My dad was like, "What the fuck?"
I chipped my tooth.
Yeah, my dad charged when he started charging me rent. It was weekly. That was weird.
My grandparents did that,
'Cause
but
that was a pain.
but they ended up giving the money back to me when I moved out, which is wild.
Oh, that's nice.
So I bought Sarah's engagement ring with it.
It's not that it was a tremendous amount of money, but it was more so that I had to do it weekly.
Yeah, I had to pay. Actually, I wasn't weekly. I had to pay. I was paying $200 a month, so it wasn't nothing crazy.
That was $60 a week,
I was paying $200 a month,
but I had to
and,
get cash like every week.
They ended up giving the money back to me when I moved out. So I used it to buy Sarah's engagement ring and for the down payment or deposit for the apartment or the spot where we used to all live. So it all worked out. I think I had a little bit left over to get Coke.
Good cola.
I didn't buy any, but I could have. Wink.
Burger or hot dog?
Ooh,
Dang,
that's tough.
the mood sometimes
damn.
that could change. So,
I love me a phallic object, but I had Five Guys earlier today.
dang, that one's really hard. Because I'm trying to think of the best. If you had the best burger and the best hot, dang, because hot dogs are so good.
Hot dogs off the grill, son. Oh,
Yeah, you got a little
got a little
burnt.
bit of char to it. God damn. I'm gonna go with hot
I
dogs.
think I am too.
Like, goddamn, dude. And not only that, I can eat like 7 hot dogs. I can't eat 7 burgers. Maybe I'm a glutton, but like the more the merrier. You pretend it's the New York Knicks.
Some people like hot dogs in their spaghetti.
I used to do that.
I do.
Don't. Hey! Shout out, son.
That's a
Yeah.
Filipino thing.
Yeah.
That ain't that's a I ain't got no money thing. So we eating this way. Don't hate, son. That's how we used to do.
No, I like it.
Chop up the hot dogs, put them in your spaghetti, put them in your pork and beans. Son, don't hate. Shit was good. Get all your nutrients.
And those hot dogs are nutritious.
I don't know what's in them, but nutrients.
Yeah, I don't know if even if it's meat. It's good.
Need to scrap it. Okay, TikTok or Instagram?
Ooh, I get my money from Instagram,
Dang, I thought this was actually easier, but
but I
then
get
when
those twerk
think
videos
about it-
from TikTok.
So I'd rather participate on Instagram,
Yeah.
but you spend more time. The TikTok videos are just entertaining
It's
as hell.
it's nonstop. You just keep swiping and rolling, and it never stops. Like
Yeah.
Instagram does get annoying, and I'm gonna be honest. As many twerkers as I follow on TikTok, I don't know a single name. Instagram, I be knowing motherfuckers.
So I thought my answer was gonna be Instagram, but I feel like I enjoy TikTok more.
Yeah, I enjoy
I don't
TikTok.
participate too much on it.
I haven't made a post on TikTok since June.
I got the if you want to follow Colompton, you can see Bea get scared by the alligator head that she continues to get scared of every time I put it somewhere.
Someone's judging.
And she told me it doesn't work anymore. It works every time.
It's just like Kevin.
Just stop. It doesn't
from
work
Home Alone,
anymore.
He comes running out of the house. I'm not afraid anymore. Like, okay.
Yeah, you've yet to not be afraid of that alligator head.
Okay. Plans or surprises?
Plans?
Oh, she said plants.
I did too.
It was like those
Plants
have
and
nothing to
surprises.
do
I
with
like
each other.
plants.
I used to like plants till I realized I can't keep them alive.
I got one plant, Brad plant.
I had ivy and that shit. I killed ivy.
Yo.
Ivy grows anywhere, and I killed it.
Yo, we got this like mini palm tree looking thing. Everyone just forgets about it but me. But I give it like one day of sun, maybe a glass of water a week, and it does really good.
Maybe that's the trick though, because I be feeding my shit all the time, and the motherfucker just drowns to death.
Yeah, I think certain plants don't actually need very much water, or they'll grow too fast if you give them too much.
So that was kind of my determining factor if I should be a parent. I kept killing the plants, and I was like, we shouldn't have kids. And then Sophie happened. So far, so good. Plans or surprise? I don't really like surprises because I don't like going out, so I'm gonna go with plans.
I don't like either. Like I don't like plans sometimes, because I'm pretty good at keeping to something I commit. I like being spontaneous, but I don't like to be surprised of something like, oh, we gotta do this tonight. Oh, yeah. What? Nah,
Well, yeah, I think that's what she means.
dang. But I don't like, I guess plans, but let's not plan too far ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, if some shit goes down, they can get you on like premeditated shit. And, like, so you gotta be careful with how you plan.
Android or iPhone?
Android.
Yeah, Andrew, what the fuck? Who?
Like it's from Google, so it's Samsung or iPhone.
Samsung.
Samsung. Like, fuck.
Are you using Samsung?
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
my God.
sure.
We even have both products.
Ignore that one.
I not well, we did it. Ignore that one. We
We can't.
erased.
We answered.
We did it. Oh,
See-
she doesn't like it because she has iPhone. She thought
Yeah,
one of us
but-
would say
oh,
iPhone.
yeah. You know we on dog.
So
iPhone.
we both have both products. I just
Yeah.
and Apple does work good. I just don't like that they make it very difficult to use with certain things.
Yeah, cunts.
And like, no, we gotta have a different cord. We can't have the cord that works for everything else.
Yeah. Like,
But yo, we walked by their store, by the way. That shit's wild
I
looking.
hate
It's
Apple
so
stores so
open
much.
space and like
dude.
it's so big and it's just like
I sometimes just want to
Why?
run in there and start kicking shit over.
yeah, it just like they're looking like
Fuck
they're
them.
trying so hard to like have this minimalist look to it, but it's annoying.
Fuck them.
There's a lot of people going there. That's why.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Apple, so people just love that shit.
Like, if you're like, I
It
love
could be the
flipping
worst
over
product
Apple.
ever. People will get the newest one.
Yeah. Like we just got a new iPhone last week. Well, new one's coming out next week. Really? I'm gonna buy them both.
What's new? Nothing.
But it's like, so what they change on it?
No,
Well,
it's purple.
well, they have a screen cover, and guess what else is new? You don't get a charger.
Oh yeah, and I saw that the iPhone to the next iPhone was very. It wasn't very different in the specs, but they made the camera in different placements, so you had to buy a new case.
You all have to respect the people that uses iPhone that like listen to you guys.
She
Fuck
hated that one because she thought.
Well, fuck those guys. You're cool, but fuck the other
But
iPhone.
let's just.
My
keep
wife is
in
cool too. Oh, what happened? Hold
What
on.
you said the other day. What did you
Oh, forearm to the fucking face. Come on, give us.
Ooh,
Wait, what are we doing here? Unnecessary roughness. Dickhead over there.
This.
Unsportsmanlike.
First down.
Nah, he came in with the fucking forearm right to the fucking face.
Babe, what did you
Oh,
say
don't
the
get
other
mad,
day?
you fucking twat.
Thanks so mad.
Another Washington coach, by the way, that we let go.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna make the playoffs, so he can join y'all.
I mean, he might.
He's not.
Babe, what did you say the other day?
Oh, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Oh, there's one push. Oh, another one. You fucking twat. I guess
It's usually the second person that gets in trouble.
What?
What did you say the other day?
What's the other day?
You want a Samsung as your next phone. So there you
'cause
go.
iPhone was like a
Yeah,
phone,
get one.
So there you go.
Join the army. We got
Okay.
one. Yes.
Win the lottery or land your dream job? Land your dream job.
Win the lottery.
Huh?
I'm gonna say land my dream job because my dream job would be like I want to. I don't know. Maybe I'll be a DJ for a hip hop group.
Cool. I want to win the lottery. My dream job is to bust chills. And guess
You
what?
don't-
When I win the lottery, that's what I'm gonna do. Just bust chills.
Drink.
Oh.
Physical work or mental work?
Dang, they're both different.
That's
certain
tough.
times.
Yeah. Like
At my age now, I'm gonna say mental work. Because my body was breaking down doing physical work.
you know what's funny is
But I liked physical work more.
a few years ago I would have said mental. Now I'm gonna go physical. I think because I don't do a lot of physical other than like on the mats, and I don't actually do anything too physical. So I'm gonna go with physical. Let's drink, bitch.
Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Introvert. But I'm an introvert extrovert.
Yeah, we're introverted extroverts for sure.
Because once we get some drinks in us, we get down.
Loosey goosey.
We're the life of the party.
Get a couple drinks in us, and we're lefty loosey. Can't be stopped.
Split the bill or take turns paying?
I go to lunch with a friend now. We take turns paying. I'm into that. Splitting the bill has always been the traditional thing I've done. Issue that I have.
prefer split the bill just because then you know. I don't know. I just feel like it's even. I like to be fair.
I think, well, I guess because I go to lunch with consistent people, we all kind of order the same thing, so it always ends up being even.
Oh, Dante's paying. I'm gonna have the filet mignon.
Oh yeah, they already know. As soon as we sit down, and the thing is, like, no one says who's paying. We just order. I keep track. Like, I paid last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and order 5 fucking racks of ribs real quick. And then when the fucking check comes, like, oh yeah, I paid last time, dog. Like, so you got me right.
Yeah, one time we had like a work lunch, and it was rare that we ever have that. But we went around. I feel like everyone was being somewhat ordering something in the middle. And then this one guy was like, "I'll have this steak," and I was like, and then he asked for like 3 other things. I was like, "Damn." He had no like he didn't even ask like I mean is it okay if I get the steak and like these 2 things? He just was like, yeah, I'm gonna have the steak this and I was like his bill was probably triple mine.
Did he? Well, I guess I was gonna
Work
say.
paid for it, so I mean I thought that was kind of rude to do.
I agree.
But,
I agree. Fuck that guy. Is he a nice guy?
no, he's nice other than that.
No. Well, never mind. Fuck that situation.
Looks or personality?
Yo, we did this project in middle school. It was before you came because you came in 8th grade. I think it was like 7th grade, and it was in health class. We had this thing where we had like $2,000, and then you had traits in what you were looking for in someone, and you spend your money how you want. What I didn't know is they were gonna call on us. Like, what'd you put for this? And god damn it, I put way too much for looks and got called on. Like, so I seem like an asshole.
No, I mean,
but looks are important. But yeah,
they are.
I think we had 2,000. It was like, say, I don't remember the exact number, but it was high. It was like, what looks, 1,200. People are like, oh, and then people are being, not true because people are like, $10 looks aren't important. Like, oh, bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, you go date that 500-pound.
Hey, no, because
But it's true. They're lying.
hey, maybe they aren't, because you ever see that show, My 600-Pound Life? None of those motherfuckers are ever single. So somebody's a chubby chaser.
Well, apparently most of the class was.
Hey, we don't know. Let's go back and revisit. Try to see if I get a hand job. That's all.
TV shows or movies?
It's tough.
I know mine.
I like a good series that's about 8 episodes long. I'm in for that. But I like some movies that might have a couple sequels, like John Wick 1 through 4. 4 hasn't come out yet, but I'm gonna go with TV show as long as it's only 8 episodes.
That was a good one for me. It was stereo sound though. The microphone amplified it.
You gotta shake
Movie.
the microphone, son. You got a bitch ass attention span.
Oh, I do.
So
We were talking about that earlier. How I can't sit still.
Like-
My mom told me when I was a kid, like when she would
tie you up.
do the spelling. Like you used to practice spelling as a kid.
No, I didn't.
And
I was
she
just
was
really good at
But
it.
she was like, the only way I could get you to do it, you'd be hanging upside down off the washing machine. Like you couldn't sit still to save your life. And I'm like still that. Like Bayo, we were talking about earlier, like how I'm constantly like playing. I'd rather play a game than just chill because my brain just loses my attention. I'm thinking of like 10 different things at once. She's talking to me and I'm like listening, but I'm also thinking about what play I'm going to run in Madden.
Like, no, I just don't listen to my wife when she's talking.
See? I listen, so points for me. It's like, all right, next one.
Nerd.
Doing laundry or dishes?
I like doing dishes. It's comforting.
Well, I feel like laundry just because I need that.
So I don't mind. Like, I like doing all of it.
I don't like
But
doing them.
what I don't like, because my wife does this, and it fucking annoys me, and I tell her all the time. So she'll do the laundry, then she'll fold clothes and put them on my side of the bed, knowing that I gotta fucking put them away if I want to go to bed. Joke's on her. I just put the shit over onto her side. I get another blanket, and I lay right the fuck down to go to bed. So when she comes home in the morning, now that shit's on her side of the bed, and she's got to figure her fucking life out while I'm fucking asleep.
For me, I put the laundry in the machine and then it ends up in the chair for 3 weeks.
So now when I was regularly cleaning and doing the laundry and all that, I'd go through the full gamut of it. I'd wash, separate, clean, all that shit, and then fold them and put them away because I'm a fucking gentleman.
I will say I don't
Sarah's
fold very well.
I don't fold very well either, but at least I try. And that's what counts. You got to try. Like, you can't always have the biggest, blackest mug.
Sometimes you got the fat white one.
Nah, this one's a little fatter, dude. It's a little wider, I'm telling you.
I think it's the same thickness. It's the same thickness.
No,
oh, we
dude.
just...
Oh, sword
yeah,
fighting.
we just... we touched mugs. I think it's the same thickness, but yours is longer.
No, dude, it's a little
No,
wider.
it's the same
I
wide.
promise you it's a little wider. Look at the top.
Look,
Look at it. That's, hey.
Oh, shit. Mine fits inside. What's that called? Wasn't there a term for that?
Docking?
Yeah.
Oh, gross. All right, next question.
Sausage or bacon?
That was not planned.
Man, this doesn't sound good, but I'm going to say sausage. But bacon's damn good, but sausage is more versatile.
Are we talking about links or
Thanks for
patties?
the patties. Yeah.
Because
Either one?
No.
What? No, you said links are...
another question.
Oh, that's... All right,
Oh,
so if we
so-
pick sausage,
okay, I'll pick sausage just to go to the next question.
patties.
Oh, it's a little weird, dude. I kind of like the links. I love me a good phallic object. Just smaller though.
Okay.
Guess we got to drink.
Spring or fall?
Fall.
Dang.
I'm only doing that because of football.
It was always spring for me until recently. I do like fall more, so I'm going to say fall.
Plus, like, all the bugs are dying. In the spring, the bugs are waking up and like, oh, we're ready to fuck your day out. Whereas in the fall, they're dying, but they want to get that last bite before they die, but they slower, so you can kill them.
Listening to playlist or podcast?
That's tough. I mean, audiobooks are an option too, but you know. I like me some good music, man. I've been listening to some 70s R&B a lot lately. I've been listening to some New Jack Swing lately. But podcasts, I'm gonna go with the playlist just because I don't have to fully pay attention, and sometimes that shit happens. Pick a choice, man.
Damn it. I mean, I listen to podcasts more at work.
Same.
I did like driving with my playlist, but now I like listening to my car more.
So choose.
Some gargles and pops.
That's fucking weird. Oh shit, Detroit Up.
We'll say playlist. So no drink. I was about to drink anyway.
I mean, hey, it doesn't hurt to drink. All right, hey, Detroit just went up. All right, what's going on here? Oh, then we got a holding call? Holding call, holding. Guess they didn't call holding.
That was just a weak ass game. Oh, it's third down. They get it. He got it.
Fucking cunt. All right.
Okay, cardio or lifting?
Lifting.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Cardio gets boring.
I'm gonna go lifting because our cardio, at least for jiu-jitsu, is just doing more jiu-jitsu. Lifting, I need to get stronger because I've been getting beat up by these young bucks in there, yo. These young fellas been fucking throwing me around like a fucking little fucking rag doll, man. Shit sucks.
Big party or small gatherings?
Small gathering.
Small gathering.
Oceans or mountains?
I'm black. I can't even fuck with the ocean like that. So, but I'm also black, so I can't really fuck with the mountains either. Is there a third option?
No.
Like Detroit? Give me the ocean because there's like bikinis and beaches and the boardwalks.
I think the ocean too, because then there's
It's like other shit. You don't get
I like
lost
both.
like at the beach, do you?
the ocean got bars.
Yeah. You go get drunk. They ain't got bars in the mountains, do they?
Not that I know.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
raped at them. And I ain't fucking with that.
I like both, but I guess ocean.
I mean, I guess if
So
we
you got
gotta choose.
sound, you got French fries at the ocean, you got bikinis.
Yeah. I mean, look,
I
man,
knew it.
My mankini.
you got the boardwalk, man. Like you ain't got a boardwalk in the
Oh yeah,
mountains.
there's more to do. I guess
Mountains is trash.
that was just fun.
Oh, interception! Look at you, you fucking cunt, you stupid bastard, Aaron Rodgers. I hate you.
Yo, if they don't make it to the playoffs because he can't beat. Look at him. He looks all discombobulated. Yo, he's cussing.
He's mad, but he threw a shitty throw. You fuck.
He's gonna say the dude ran the wrong route.
No, he
Oh, look at
didn't.
him.
He
He's
didn't.
confused too. What happened?
Go coach Washington, buddy.
Hold on, so if Detroit wins, what's gonna happen with the Seahawks?
The Seahawks are
go to the
in,
playoffs.
and Green Bay is out.
And that's all I want to see is
Green Bay has to win this game.
Yeah, you fuckers. I hate you guys.
And they were what, the number 1 seed last year?
Yeah, I guess they were. You fucking dummies.
Might not make the playoffs.
They couldn't even make it to the Super Bowl as the number 1. I hate them too.
Extra toe or extra finger?
I was like, did I hear her right? Extra toe? When extra toe, no one will know.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never wore sandals in my life.
only person that benefits from an extra finger is my wife, and I'm not really worried about her.
I think extra toe, because extra
Yeah.
finger is kind of obvious, and then people be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I mean, it just gets in the way. I already like fucking jam my fingers all the time anyway, so imagine
Yeah.
having an extra one to jam. But I think they said like there's something about like having an extra like toe or pinky and shit like that.
Extra toe? What if that makes you jump higher? A little extra
It doesn't.
strength?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Or you swim faster.
It doesn't.
All right. Well,
It's
I
just-
still,
just
I
take
still
that.
feel like if I was like, "Yo, what's up?" and I could try to get high five and you see my extra finger, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
I'm just not gonna follow up with that.
What?
I'm just gonna see that hand. I'm gonna like, you know what? I left my stove on. I gotta go back home.
Now, if you had a thumb on this side, you could do a lot of funky things,
I don't know.
like
man.
two thumbs, one on each side.
That's weird.
Yeah, you could grab stuff and just all types of crazy.
Oh, thumb wrestling would be yo.
So, what
I'd
about
be-
your extra toe? Is it two big toes? Because that would look really weird. But if you just got an extra pinky on the side, people might not even notice.
Dude, what if you got an extra middle toe? It's all jammed.
Yeah, it's
up in
all
there.
wild. Some people's toes, like when they got the ones that are like this, the super big second one, and the others are like
Yeah,
that. That's weird.
It's like that's what I'm fucking. That's one thing I hate about jiu-jitsu is like feet. Is like you don't really pay too much attention to feet until you got to go for a foot lock, and it's like, ugh, I gotta grab this motherfucker's foot. I better make it hurt. Oh, commercial
Okay. Fart or burp?
burp. I don't. Well, like what do we like? Like
I like farts.
Yeah, I was gonna say like okay, so
They feel better. They're funny.
Yeah, I need more to this because like for the
Just
fart, I
in
mean,
general,
I don't
Farts-
get any.
doing it.
I don't get enjoyment out of my burps.
yeah, I don't get enjoyment out of burps. Farts do feel kind of like
Fart.
Yeah,
Why are you pointing at me like I do it all the time?
Because yeah, exactly. Like thousand, like
1,000 times a day? Damn.
God damn, dude, what's wrong? Your
You're welcome.
Your digestive tract is fucked.
Well,
No, for real, yes.
well, you know I don't do dairy, and then you make me a bunch of cheese. What do you think's gonna happen?
Game night or movie night?
Oh, by the way, Brett showed us this game today. What was it called? Jackbox, I think. And I just told Aaron about it. But we could all play from our house. It's kind of like a game show. It's pretty fun. I think someone will have to Skype it so you can see the main screen. But then you play on your phone. It's pretty fun. You should
I
try
think
it one day.
we did it at work one time.
It was pretty fun.
It wasn't fun. I lost. Nah, I didn't play.
The drawing one was pretty fun. But yeah,
game night or movie night? I'm gonna say game night because I can watch movies anytime.
yeah, I feel like I like both, but game nights, when you have a game night with a good group of people, it's pretty fun. Good
Yeah.
drinks.
Like movie night with a group of people. Like we did Halloween movies here the last couple years, and it was fun, but it wasn't like fun like a game night would be fun. So I'm gonna go with game night. Guess
That's
you didn't like
fun.
that answer.
Yeah, like.
Huh?
Next.
Drinking at home or drinking outside? Like bar.
Oh, I was gonna say I could drink outside at home.
Man, both were fun.
I'm gonna say at home, but not by myself. I have to have people with me. I'm not just sitting here like like this box of wine. I'm not just drinking this shit on a Tuesday night
See,
alone.
that's the thing. Yeah, I don't want to drink it home alone.
No, I mean with people, what would you prefer to like
If I have a
hang out?
good group of people, then probably at home. But if it's
Yeah, the
if
situation
it's
it varies.
if it's not a group of people, then at the bar, I guess. And if I had unlimited money, the bar goes up.
Well, yeah, if it's unlimited
Because
money,
then as fun as that your unlimited choices. Although we're developing a pretty good bar at home. We got a lot of choices, especially if you like wine. We got the tequila 1800. Damn, we gotta have a
What
party at that.
1800?
I mean the 808. Wait, what is it? The 808's a drum machine.
like what the fuck?
818?
Yes.
No, should have been 808. 808 stairs. Dang, I can't even get that out. 808 snares make your neck snap back.
Well, that's it for this.
Oh,
All right. Well, thank you for the
Thank you.
this or that.
You're the this or that lady.
All right. Oh, there we go. Disconnect the mics. That mic. All right. So that was fun times.
We agree. I
thank
think
you.
mostly.
Yeah, this one was mostly agree. Got a little weird, but we agree for the most part. I'm just saying, don't put your mug near my mug ever again like that. Shit got really really uncomfortable. So movies this week, I didn't really do a lot of watching. So for my other podcast, So You Like Horror, we're gonna jump into the horror by decades. So we're doing 3 movies from the 1920s, and I'm not gonna go deep into this one, but just kind of prefacing like that, like over the next few weeks, there's gonna be movies from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, shit like that. We watched Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Wow, it was a silent film. It was wild, son. Really wild. Like it's different from the book. If you ever read the book, like the children's book, like the kiddie style, like it was based off like the original book. Where his mother was like, basically, what if there was a way I could like bring out another personality and I could like live out all my other like deepest darkest inhibitions? Because the belief was the good side of him, Dr. Jekyll, that soul. He didn't want to dirty that part of his soul up, so he wanted to take this potion and bring out Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde was getting wild, son.
Man, it's almost. I never put the connection, but it's almost like a Fight Club.
Yeah. So we were doing all types of comparisons while watching. It's like okay, so this is no different than drinking, really. Like, oh, let me have this drink, boom, or drugs. Period. Fight Club. There was another couple movies we were doing in the comparisons for it, but it was fine. The next one we're gonna watch is Nosferatu, which, funny enough, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was 1920. Nosferatu was, I want to say 22. Yeah, 22. They're supposed to be doing a remake and it was supposed to drop in 2022, but they fucked it up, and it would have been like perfect because it's a 100-year anniversary. But they messed it up, so Bill Skarsgård is going to play Nosferatu in the remake coming out this year, I think, or next year. He's also going to be in the remake of The Crow. Bill Skarsgård is everywhere now. Like, he's in everything. He's like Gerard Butler, but not as burly. But the movie that I did watch that I want to kind of talk a little bit more about is called Soft and Quiet. And I'd seen a few people talking about this movie. It's a Blumhouse production, which they particularly do horror movies. So this isn't your traditional horror movie. It's definitely a modern horror, but in a whole different way. And it's hard to like kind of describe the movie without giving it away. It's also a movie I liked it. It was tense, but it's a movie that I wouldn't say you got to go see it. But at the same time, you have to see it. So I'm just gonna spoil the fuck out of it. We rented it on Prime, so it's called Soft and Quiet. And the way the movie opens up, there's this little kid at a school. He's waiting for his mom. You see a janitor walk by of Hispanic descent, and his teacher comes out, sweet, lady, white lady, comes over, sits down, talks to him. She's like, she has something in her hand, so she's like, hey, I'm going to a meeting or I'm going to a party. I baked a pie. Would you like to see the pie? So she lifts up the foil. He can see the pie. We cannot. He goes, oh, it looks delicious. Closes it back up, and then she's like, hey, so I wrote a book. Would you like to start reading some of it? So she hands him the pages, and he's reading it, and the vehicle goes by, so you can't hear what he's saying after, like, kind of the opening of the book. Now, the janitor walks by again, and she says to the little boy, I want you to do me a favor. Go in there and tell her that she's not the mop while you aren't, like, she's not the mop until you leave school. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one's ever going to respect you. So, still don't really get what's going on here. He comes back out. Finally, the mom shows up to pick up the kid. Okay, cool. Pleasant exchange. They leave. You think it's a big deal with the kid? Nothing. That goes away. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this movie is it's all shot in one shot. There are no breaks. There are no scene changes. The camera follows the entire time. So whether they improvised or they just knew that fucking script like that, there's never a break in the action. As she's walking through the woods now to get to her party, she encounters another lady. And they say, okay, cool. They're going to this thing. So they end up meeting at a church. And inside the church are a bunch of other white ladies. And then she takes the foil off the cake or the pie, and top of the pie is a swastika. And you hear one of the ladies go, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down. We about to see some fucking bloodshed." And I guess they're like, "Are you serious?" Like they're excited about it. So then the camera kind of pans out. You see written on the dry erase board, "Sisterhood of the Aryan Nation." Now I was like, "Okay, I see where we're going here." And it starts to get into this weird, meeting where they're talking about, like, I want to open a school because I want to, educate our youth. And, I'm writing a book and it's going to change, the world and da-da-da. So the pastor, after about 15 minutes, comes up and was like, look, I need y'all to leave. Like, I'm not going to call the police. Y'all get the fuck out of here. He didn't say fuck, but he's like, y'all got to go. So, of course, they're like, okay, yeah. Well, he just tells the one chick. So she turns around, goes to the other ladies with a smile on her face. Okay, ladies, let's go back to my house and have some wine. So a bunch of them said no, but 3 others were like, okay, yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's go get some wine. So they head over to the one lady who owns a store to buy some wine. Meanwhile, the main lady that you see, the teacher, she calls her husband and says, yeah, meet me there, just pick me up. The girls are going to come over, we're going to have wine. Cool in the gang. Now, as they're in the store, you see 2 women of Asian descent walk in. And that's where the story just fucking takes a whole different turn. Like, the girls come in, they're cool about it. They're like, look, we just want to get a bottle of wine. And the one lady said, well, we're fucking closed. Well, the door's open. I mean, it's, no, we're fucking closed to you. And then the other girl looks at her sister and goes, she looks at the teacher and says, oh shit, that's his sister. Now, there's part of the story that you don't really have connected here yet. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Apparently, that chick's brother raped one of them. Because she does make a comment about him being a rapist and being in prison, getting butt fucked. Because that's what happens with rapists. They go to prison, they get butt fucked. So at this point, they're pissed. She's screaming, she's mad, the girls left. And in the exchange of that, they said, look, we just want to get a bottle of wine. Before that interaction, they're like, we'll buy the most expensive one. So they made them pay $300 for a bottle of wine. Then after they leave, they're all riled up. And one of the chicks is an ex-con. They just met her. She's like, fuck it, let's go. Let's go get these bitches. They've got a gun. The teacher's husband shows up. He's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And they explain. He's like, no, let's just not fuck with this. Hey, everybody just go home. And the chick, starts belittling her husband, calling him a bitch, saying, no one will ever respect you. You're soft, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, fuck it, fine, let's go. So they hop into the one chick's minivan. They go follow the Asian chicks. Or they don't follow them. They go to, because I guess she knows where they live. They get to their house. The girls aren't home. So they have, one of those rocks with the spare key. So they go into the house. They start fucking everything up. Fingerprints everywhere. Just making a scene. And at this point, because as you're watching this, it's getting tense. My chest is getting tight. Then when you see the girls aren't home, it's like, oh, God, I'm glad they're not home. It's like, dude, they should just go. And the husband says that, like, okay, let's go. You got 5 minutes. Do what the fuck you're going to do. Let's go. 5 minutes comes up. He's like, all right, time to go. Time to go. So as they're leaving, one of the girls, Asian girls, show up. So they grab her, tie her up, and start fucking with her. The dude was like, I'm out of here. I don't want no part of this. I like the way he's thinking. Then he runs into the other one. He's like, fuck. So he grabs her. He's like, no, it's just a prank. Throws her into the house. Was like, I'm out. It's like, well, at this point, you're an accessory at this point because you did help. So he's gone. He's out of the story now. So now the story is now here with these women. They tie the girls up. They pour trail mix down the one chick's mouth. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, yo, what if she's allergic to peanuts? She was. So the other girl finally gets tape off her mouth. She's like, she's allergic, get her EpiPen. So the ex-con goes and gets the EpiPen, looks at it, looks at the girl foaming at the mouth now, and throws it to the floor. I was like, this is what you fucking get for not respecting us. And then it just goes so much further off the rails, like to the point where as you're watching this, you're like, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what you want from this movie at this point. But it's like, after it was done, I looked at Sarah and I was just like, I'm not okay. like basically what ends up happening, the one chick dies because of the allergy. The other chick, she's just crying. The ex-con was like, we can't just leave them. They're going to call the police. The other girls are scared now. They're like, oh shit, we're not into this. The ex-con's like, fuck that. We need to finish it. We need to make it look like a rape. And the teacher was like, what? She was like, go in the fridge, get me something. I don't know what the fuck she got. Maybe a cucumber. I don't fucking know. But you don't see the action, but you hear it happening. And a girl is, still laying there on the ground crying now at this point. Then ex-con was like, smothers her. I was like, fuck this. They're like, well, what do we do now? I was like, well, our fingerprints are all over the house. So we got to fucking clean the house then. Like, and one chick was like, just fucking burn the house down. And like at that point, that's when things was like, yeah, that's your best bet. Just burn the house down. Like, you don't have any other option. No, they wrapped him up in the tarp. I was like, let's just take him to the lake and dump him. And even that whole ordeal, and mind you, the camera still has not shut off at all. The camera is still following all this action. They end up taking him out to the lake. You look at the bag, you think you see it move a little bit. The way the camera's kind of zoomed in, but it doesn't actually move, but the camera's still zooming in on the bag. And then, you got, out of the 4 women, 2 of them are like bawling their eyes out. The teacher, she and the ex-con are arguing. She's telling the ex-con, this is all your fault. I guess, I don't know. It's like, you kind of called this meeting. Like you said, let's go back and get wine. I feel like might be your fault. Might be all your fault. Then those 2 take the bodies out, throw them in the lake. And then you hear them kind of rowing, going back. And then the camera's just kind of sitting there on the water. And I was like, damn, dude. And I looked at her, I was like, I'm not okay. I don't know. Then the head pops up out of water. And I was like, oh, that one bitch wasn't dead. And then the movie just stops. I was like, oh. Like, I don't care for sequels. I just need follow-up to this. I need to know how the rest of this goes
That was
down.
a great cliffhanger, though.
Yeah, I was like, God. I was like, but no, like, it's one of those movies where it's like, I know I just, like, spoiled the fuck out of it and just gave everything away about it, but it's still one of those movies, like, the story in itself isn't so much of the details and things to know about the story as much as it's about, like, the cinematography and the camera work.
I'm big into that. That can really make or break a movie for me.
So I will say this, and I know you had a problem with Blair Witch.
Oh yeah, the
It's
motion.
not shaky like that, but it teeters on that to some degree. So you may not like it, but it's an interesting movie to see.
I love the
Um,
concept of Blair Witch. It's
yeah.
just something. My brother is the same way. We have a problem with like those first person shooter games.
Oh, that's a final, son.
Yeah, so Detroit. Damn, I wish Seattle lost because Detroit would be in the playoffs.
God damn it,
If
man.
Detroit finished the season as good as you could friggin' get, would y'all start off 1-7 though?
1-7.
So
And finish it off what 9-8.
Seattle ruined it, but yeah, Detroit at least got to ruin. There's no Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs,
Love to hear it. Love it.
and then we got Seattle, so we got Geno Smith instead.
That's all right. I'm all right with that. Black quarterbacks. But yeah, it's a movie that again, despite like just spoiling it all, it's something that's like to watch on a social commentary type of thing, because even everything that I just described doesn't even kind of paint the picture of what this is. But it's a bizarre movie that I wouldn't say is like it wouldn't be an Oscar darling by any means. It wouldn't be one of those movies that like critics would look at and be like, oh my god, this movie is so fucking unique and it's so inspiring. Like no, it's everything to it. The heart of the movie is horrible. It's a terrible movie in the sense of what's going on, but the style of the cinematography is very unique.
That sounds up my alley. Then
And,
I like
and,
that kind
and
of
the
stuff.
fact that it is one shot, I love that. So check it out if you're interested. It's called Soft and Quiet. Also, we did check another movie. We watch. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Don't Breathe with the blind Navy SEAL. It's a good movie. You should check that out. The first one, Don't Breathe, is real good. So there was a sequel, Don't Breathe 2. Not as good as the first. Not really good at all. Just because some of the like mental fucking gymnastics that you have to go through to kind of make the story work. It's like none of this shit adds up. But it was a good action movie in its sense, but the story, there's a lot of shit that doesn't make sense. Just kind of like a brief like synopsis of it. In the first movie, the blind dude talks about having had a daughter that he lost, and that's why some of the reveals in the first one that you find out later on happens. I'm definitely not going to spoil that one because I will say check out Don't Breathe. So the sequel, it's weird because it opens up because you don't know if it's a prequel or a sequel. But you know, you get to these certain points in the movie where it's like certain people show up and you're like, you don't know why this person is a person in the movie. Like, what's your relation to anyone? No one explained this. And then the person just dies. And then there's another part where it's like, wait a minute. Like, I don't think that's how open heart surgery works. Like, I don't think that's how heart transplant works. Like, there's just so many fucking fuckery moments where you're just like, after we got done watching that, I looked at Sarah then. I was like, I'm not okay, but it's not because of this. I'm still fucked up from the other movie. She was like, did you like this one? I was like, I didn't hate it. But I'm going to tell you now, I will never watch this movie again. But the first one, Don't Breathe, I watched that pretty frequently. And it's a fun movie. That second one, I'm never watching that again. It didn't need to be made. So that's all I got for Dante Does Films.
That's all I gotta say about that.
If I were to give Soft and Quiet a score 1 through 10, I would give that a 6.5. So if it's on, I'd watch it. I don't know that I would ever buy it. I did rent it though for $4, but I would never buy the movie because I don't think it's something that when I buy movies, I watch them pretty frequently for the most part. If this just happened to be on somewhere, I will watch it. But I'm not gonna just actively say to myself one night, you know what, I want to watch Soft and Quiet. I did want to watch it again, but my rental time had already ended. I wasn't gonna pay another $4 to watch it. But I'll give it a 6.5. It's worth to watch, but it's not worth to buy. And Don't Breathe 2, I'm gonna give it a solid 3.
Oh, like you should check this out.
No, Don't Breathe 2. No, Don't Breathe is a solid 8.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. But the second one, I'm gonna give it a 3 just because it wasn't necessary. I mean, it's like I want to say it's a good action movie, but I can't even say it's a good action movie because even the fight scenes don't make sense. Like the dog attack doesn't make sense. Like none of the shit makes sense. But that first one for sure is a gem. Just yeah, you got to see. Like if I told you between Soft and Quiet and Don't Breathe, I would say definitely watch Don't Breathe for sure. If Soft and Quiet, if you have a boring night one night, you're like, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and rent this Soft and Quiet movie and check it out. It is again, it's worth to watch, but if there are other things to watch, like Don't Breathe, check that out first. But don't ever watch Don't Breathe too.
I bet.
So Detroit swept. That's good. They
So
beat.
what was their final record? 11-7
I think they ended at 9-8.
Damn.
So
I wish they made the playoffs. 'Cause that was probably the best team besides San Francisco's win streak. But
what's one called? What's the Jacksonville made a good. Jacksonville's only loss came to Detroit in their run, and then Detroit's only loss during that run. Well, they lost to Buffalo and they lost to
so in the
Carolina.
NFC, Detroit, no one would have wanted to face them in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're a tricky team.
I think the AFC got them off the Bills or the Chiefs, even the Bengals. But in the NFC, I mean, the strongest team right now, San Francisco,
Yeah,
they're
San
beatable.
Fran would
and then
be
the
a
Eagles
tough
are
one.
definitely beatable.
Yeah, I think San Fran would be a tough game for Detroit. I think everyone else Detroit has no problem with. Minnesota, they already showed they ain't scared of them. Tampa Bay, easy work. Dallas, I mean, now Dallas did beat the shit out of Detroit earlier this year, but it's a different Detroit.
Yeah,
I think after
and
that, that's when that streak started.
It's the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
You know what happens to Dallas?
Yep, they know what happens to them. They're like, oh no, we're the Cowboys.
So yeah, that's a hell of a finish and a hell of an improvement. So
here, let's take a
and
look.
y'all got the Rams draft pick and your own draft pick.
All right, so Detroit lost to the Cowboys 24-6. Then the following week, they lost to the Dolphins 31-27. Then after that, they beat the Packers 15-9. The Bears 31-30. The Giants 31-18. Buffalo beat them 28-25. Then they beat the Jags 40-14. Vikings 34-23. Jets 20-17. Now they lost to the Panthers by 14. Then they stomped all over the Bears. Helped them get that number 1 though. And then they just beat the Packers. So I mean, in that run, and it's like they only had 2 losses where they legitimately got beat. And that was against Dallas, New England, and Carolina.
Carolina was beating a lot of teams towards the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, because they lost to the Eagles by 3. They beat Washington by 9. Just had to remind you.
Hey, we beat the Eagles.
They lost to the Vikings by 4. Seahawks by 3. Patriots, Cowboys, both were blowouts. They got shut out by the Patriots. Dolphins by 4. They won the
I feel like
Packers.
that Patriots game, they were missing like everybody.
Perhaps. Let's see here. I didn't hear anything, but let's see. No, I mean, they were missing receipt. Nope, everyone was there. It's just they shut them down.
One of the games, maybe it was the Dallas game. You were missing a lot of people.
I
There
feel
was
like
definitely a game you were missing your receivers, Swift.
I feel like that Dallas game. Let's see here. Yeah, Dallas. No Swift. Yeah, well, they had receivers, but it looks like they were all shut down. Because yeah, they were forcing them to rely on like fucking guys that aren't even on the team. It was like, hey, get that guy out of the crowd, throw it to him. But either way, I mean, they're playing with heart now. That momentum should carry over. So, fucking proud of them, even though they missed the playoffs. But you know what? I was saying it yesterday. I kind of wanted them to miss the playoffs. Just because I feel like, you know what? Let's just go into the offseason now and just start focusing. Just start getting to work. I I still think I still think that them winning the division is an uphill battle, even though they finished stronger than anyone in that division. I still think that Chicago's at the bottom. I think Green Bay's gonna it's gonna be a tussle between those three.
Well, it depends if Rodgers comes back.
Didn't they re-sign him though? Last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
He could ask for a
retire.
trade or retire, but I think he'll be back. I wish he wouldn't, but I think he'll be back. But you know what? It don't matter because they had Rodgers twice this year, and Detroit beat him both times. So fuck
So,
Aaron
He
Rodgers.
might retire. Like, yo, I lost it.
I think that's 3 in a row to Detroit actually, because I think they lost finale last year to Detroit too. But basically, I think Minnesota is still the stronger team there in that division. So, in terms of like, whatever their schedule is going to bring them. But I'm excited for next year. As a Detroit
number
fan,
one draft picks.
as a Detroit fan, we always look forward to next year.
Yeah, that Stafford trade is looking good because
Yeah.
again, 2 number one, and the Rams picks can be pretty high.
And golf is actually looking like he might work out.
Golf finished. Him and Lawrence finished the season real good with hardly any interceptions.
Yeah, well, golf had none in his last 8 starts. They said. I think he had 15 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
You'll have Williams healthy,
Yeah,
speedster, and then St. John was beast. You could probably use another. I mean, maybe replace Hawkinson with somebody.
so let's see here. What are we looking at for the draft ranking right now, real quick?
Might want to get a running back just because Swift can't stay healthy. Oh, look at Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hutchinson. Yeah, I think
Guys running with the mic.
a running back wouldn't be a bad move. I just don't think they should grab one in the first round.
No, you can wait on that.
Yeah, they could wait. So right now we got the Bears at number 1. Looking at mock draft, Bears picking number 1. They're thinking Jalen Carter out of Georgia, defensive lineman. Bryce Young to the Texans out of Alabama, quarterback. We got Will Anderson Jr. out of Alabama going to the Cardinals at number 3. C.J. Stroud going to the Colts at number 4. That's quarterback. Seattle picking number 5 because of Denver. I hope Seattle wins the Super Bowl. And then picks. Well, I mean, shit. Detroit won like in the NBA. They won the title and didn't have the number 2 pick, and then they took Darko. Fucking yo, disappointment, son. Detroit has the number 6 pick in the draft. They're looking at for the mock draft Texas Tech edge rusher Tyree Wilson.
There you go. You get
Not
2
mad at
edge
that.
rushers.
I like it. Where's Detroit's other pick at though? We're looking at look at Houston picking twice in the top 20 picks.
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of picks for Watson.
Where's that other Detroit pick? Oh, here we at 18th. They're looking at a cornerback, so I'm not mad at that either. Or
Yeah,
these
'cause the offense freaking scoring 30 points a game. most
Yeah,
of
the
time.
offense is doing all right. So I think right now, yeah, I mean, fuck free agency too. Grab a decent veteran too, just to fucking shore up those linebackers. I'm feeling optimistic about Detroit. So good.
We're on the come up. Before we get out, we have to review this last beer. I was gonna mention real quick. I started watching Amsterdam. So far, so good. I'll report
Amsterdam.
next week.
What's Amsterdam?
That's the movie of like freaking
Oh.
almost seemed like cameo after cameo.
Okay.
The cast is ridiculous, but actually, and I think it got pretty bad reviews. But I'm actually digging the movie so far. And then something just before I came here, I've always wanted to watch the movie. I think I even mentioned on here, State of Grace. I always heard about it. I hear it about it in rap songs all the time, and so I on it's never been available anywhere streaming, but I put like you could put add to wish list or something. So I got a notification today. I never heard of it. Something called I think it's Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto
That's
TV.
free.
Yeah.
It's on there. So I'm
Dude.
like, I didn't know there was a free service, and it's now on there. So I'll finally be able to watch this movie, and even better for free.
So I'm just gonna point this out to you because I try to put you on all the free networks. I don't think you listen, son. Pluto, Tubi, Tubi TV, free. Pluto TV, free. Both of them fucking great platforms to find a lot of good content for free.
Well, I got the Pluto now, and yeah, I'll finally be able to watch State of Grace, and I believe it's some kind of mafia type movie in Boston with Sean Penn, back when he was in his prime. So yeah, last beer before we get out of here, Voodoo Ranger, brought to us by Neps. So we were a little confused because we've definitely had this, but I think we might have drank it without reviewing it, like as our beer on the side, which we often do. Which Voodoo Ranger, for the most part, is a pretty good. They always make pretty good beers.
Yeah.
So this one's called Juice Force IPA. Don't have too much notes on it, but it's a hazy imperial. Definitely taste like got some fruit, orange
It's
peel
got that
type
juicy.
flavor. Yeah, it's a juicy. Yeah, Juice Force. So obviously, but it is a 9.5%.
That's all the magic right
Yeah.
there. All right. So we got a 9.5, and it was delicious. We had them in the mugs. So that was the added bonus.
So since it was, I mean, it was very good. I did mine compared to Raging Bitch.
So
Not
Compare-
exactly the same category, but I was comparing which I liked more.
good call. So
But then I had to factor in the alcohol percentage.
it's tough for me with Raging Bitch because I love Raging Bitch because I used to buy that regularly. Now I would buy this. Or Raging Bitch, what I gave it 8.3.
No, you went 8.5.
I gave it 8.5. I'm gonna put this is an 8 for me. I'm gonna give this 8.2.
So we're similar in thinking. So I went 8 with Raging Bitch, and I'm actually going 8 with this. And that's because I like Raging Bitch's taste slightly more,
Yeah.
but then you got to give this a little bump up with the 9.5. So that gave me the 8. So another, damn, we got 2 8 beers today.
In one day.
Damn,
Damn,
son.
son. And to think we got another
2
one in the
highly
fridge
recommended.
just for funsies.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be for funsies. Because yeah, I couldn't find that we reviewed this, but we've definitely drank it here. But yeah, thanks Neps, and yeah, double 8s from one episode.
Oh yeah, and shout out Neps that Sophia Wakanda Forever Lego set. She already started putting that shit together. So like I was like, oh, we could put it together, as a team. I looked up, she was already gone through the fucking first 2 bags. I was like, okay, so fuck that, I guess. All right, cool. I guess you don't need me to help you. It's for 7 and up, and you're 6. All right, fuck off. Guess I
Well,
guess
she looks 8,
Yeah.
9 maybe.
Yeah, she a fucking tall ass kid.
Remember how we were like, yo, this will be a shorter episode? Then we're like,
Hey, we're not at 3 hours. We're not at 3 hours. We're at 2.5.
we give y'all lots of entertainment.
Hey, we always here for
Spread
y'all.
it out.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up on that. I got to fucking edit this other episode real quick.
Sometimes I feel like we should end with, what did we learn from today?
Maybe
We
one
learned
day.
the white mugs are smaller.
We learned that the white mug fits into the black mug. It's a little weird. We're docking, but it's okay. We've known each other for 30 years. Sometimes it's known to get weird. Yeah.
We
Thanks.
learned Detroit should have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, they should have fucked Seattle. Like, it was fucked up. Detroit scored 45 in that Seattle game. How you score 45 and lose, son? But Michigan scored 45 and lost too, so never mind.
Yeah, I hear there's some drama with them.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
But
Not them,
it
but-
sounds like Harbaugh might go to the NFL. 'Cause that's
He's
usually what college coaches do, though, when there's some trouble.
He already came out and said, nah, I'm sticking
Oh,
around.
he's sticking around?
Yeah. So, as always, thanks everybody. We appreciate all the support, all the listeners. Y'all got any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out. I can be found at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve's at Thor.Bentley on Instagram. Collectively, we're at the Colompton Beer Club on Instagram. We like to drink beer. Give us some suggestions or send us some beer too. Like, drop them
what
off on the
about
doorstep.
If you're a company, you want your beer reviewed, you want a promotion.
Don't send no nasty one though, because I'll tell you straight up, your shit
Oh,
is
yeah.
dog shit. I'll
So
tell you.
if you feel like you have a good beer,
If you send a stout, you know you're getting a 2.
I don't Well, we get a little slightly raised if you send it to us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if
Maybe
you
a
send it,
point
you get
three.
you might get an extra like 1.5 from me, depending. If it's a stout, no. But if it's juicy, if it's a little hazy, yeah, I got you, dog. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. Thank you, everybody. We love you. I'm a little drunk right now. I'm feeling it, so I love everybody. But keep listening, and I just want to go to sleep. Otherwise, yeah, Steve, hit him.
Good soup, y'all.
Bye, bitch.